to try to spoil the third night of a 4-game homestand for the Trailblazers. Again, good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Intermountain Sports Medicine pregame show. We want to thank Intermountain Sports Medicine for their support of Dixie State Athletics. Sporting H athletic trainer at Dixie State University. Tonight's game, we have head athletic trainer Kelby Hoffines. Tonight's game, an interesting matchup for sure, as the Trailblazers host the Dominican squad, 3-9 overall, 2-3 in the Pac West. As we bring in Devin Dixon, my broadcast partner, a game, Devin, that feels not unlike the game the other night, that on paper Dixie State should probably be able to build a double-digit lead and kind of run away with this one. But as we saw in the matchup against Biola on a couple of nights ago, you can't take anything for granted. Teams coming to the Burns Arena, they want to steal a win.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican, you look at those 2 conference wins, so they're thinking, let's go out on the road, let's get back to 500 if we can. I know we're going to see a very game Penguin team here tonight. I think they probably saw Point Loma come in here just a little less than a week ago, grab a win last Saturday night, so they're thinking it's doable. Dixie State's got other ideas. It is the proverbial trap game, though, because you come off the nice win, you got a Dominican team you should be favored to beat on your home floor, and then you've got that big game on Monday against Cal Baptist. But Coach Judkins, veteran coach, a lot of veterans on this team, a lot of senior leadership. I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue, but we'll find out early on, where the intensity lies. But yeah, this one's going to be a fun one on a Friday night to see if Dixie State can get their 5th conference win.
Take a look at Dominican a little bit closer. Let's dive into this, give you some key stats and kind of the tail of the tape. We mentioned Dominican, a 3-9 overall record, 2-3 in the Pac West. Those 2 victories came over Notre Dame to Namur, an overtime game at home, and then at Fresno Pacific about a week later in Fresno, defeating the Sunbirds 73-66. Since then, they've lost to Point Loma at home, and then at California Baptist, falling 84-60 just the other night. Take a look at some key players for Dominican, and the offense all runs through 6'4", 170-pound senior guard Jeremiah Gray. Devin, 20.4 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game, and he's the team's leading three-point shooter, the number 2 scorer in the Pac West, just a couple of points ahead of Trevor Hill, our very own Trevor Hill, but he can score from anywhere, and if Dixie State wants to have a chance to win this game, they've got to try to limit Jeremiah Gray.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You can't give him easy buckets. You've got to run people at him. You've got to really contest every shot. He's very active. And you got to slow down the star because behind him, the next closest guy averages just 11.8. So there's a big fall off in point production between your leading scorer and your second leading scorer. So certainly all the keys start with slowing down Jeremiah Gray. A terrific player. I was talking to Coach Judkins about him a little bit. He says he does a lot of things good. He's very active. He's very athletic. He says he likes to crash. He likes to take the three-point shot, but he's good off the dribble as well. So he's a multi-talented player. He can do a lot of little things well, and that's why you see him, like you mentioned, number 2 in the Pac West in scoring.
You mentioned just behind him, averaging 11.8 points per game, Cedric Thomas, 6'6", junior forward out of Los Angeles, California. Just overall a good player, shoots it well, can get inside, rebounds it well, passes the ball well as well. But another guy you got to look out for, hasn't seen as much time this season. In fact, has only participated this season in 7 games, and that's Reverend Maduakor. That's a familiar name. We've seen him in the past couple of seasons. I'm not sure if he was banged up or what was going on early in the season, but he played the first 7 games, but then didn't play again until the California Baptist game the other night. But Maduakor, guy averaging 10 points per game in the 7 games that he's seen action. But he's good. He can get inside. I can shoot it, get to the bucket, and another scorer for this Penguin squad. And then off the bench, a couple of guys look for Christopher Williams, the second 6'2", 180-pound freshman guard from Moreno Valley, California. He's about 7 points per game. And Kristen Futch down inside for Dominican. He's their big, but they spread the scoring around outside of Jeremiah Gray. They shoot it pretty well from outside, and it's just like most teams in this conference, and Dixie State will have its hands full tonight. Should note that 3 different Williams on this squad for Dominican: Jordan Williams, Xavier Williams, and Christopher Williams II. So we'll be sure to try to specify which Williams has the ball, as they all do and will see playing time tonight. How about we take a quick look at the series, Devin, before we continue on in the this Intermountain Sports Medicine pregame show. Dixie State 8-4 all-time against Dominican and has won 3 straight overall in the series, including the 78-59 win in the Burns Arena last season. Trailblazers are 4-1 all-time against the Penguins inside the Burns Arena. However, this is just the second time the two sides have played in St. George since the 2013-2014 season. So Dixie State a 4-1 overall lead inside this arena. They look to try to protect that home floor again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican on the season getting outscored by nearly 11 points per game. They only average 66. They're giving up about 77 and some change. 42% on the season, giving up 47%. They're only shooting the 33%. This is a very winnable game. They don't get to the line more than any other team out there, and from the free throw line, just under 70% on the season. So some of the numbers coming into this game for the Penguins, and Dixie State can't worry about that. You can't get lost in those numbers. Yes, you want to hold them below their season average, and if you take care of business and everybody does their job, then you feel like you got a good chance to do that. Get this winning streak to 2 games and get ready for that finale of this 4-game homestand on Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it won't be as fun if you limp into that game with a loss.
Take a quick look, week in review. Dixie State split the first 2 games of this 4-game homestand, beginning with a rare conference home loss at the hands of Point Loma last Saturday, 74-72. However, the Trailblazers managed to avoid the 0-2 start by posting that hard-fought 70-69 come-from-behind victory over Biola just a couple of nights ago on Wednesday. That's how Dixie State mount a pair of second-half rallies to escape with the win. How about some Camping World keys of the game? Your 2017 adventure start at Camping World in St. George. Find a huge selection of all top brands for sales, parts, service, in a full retail store. Visit 1500 Hilton Drive or campingworldstgeorge.com. Dev, what do the guys got to do tonight to secure a victory?
Well, we talked about slowing down Gray. I mean, averaging the 20 points a game. No easy buckets, contesting shots. Slow him down. We're probably going to throw a couple different defenders at him as they rotate through. Coach Judkins has been keeping that bench pretty fresh. The starters fresh. He's been going 11 deep. We'll see if that trend continues tonight. Rebounding is going to be big. Dominican does like to crash the board. They got a number of guys that can hit the offense and defense into the glass. And then, I'm still waiting to see Sims on the run and Hill on the run and Hunter throwing down in transition. I really want to see the tempo up and hot and heavy, getting up and down the floor. And let's see if they can get a lot of fast break points tonight and really crank up the tempo and the intensity and get out and get into the transition game.
Those are your Camping World keys to the game. It kind of segues into our McMullen Legal Group coach's comments as well, which we'll split here in the pregame, and then also in the Johnson Pediatric postgame report we'll have actual comments from head coach John Judkins. But you had the opportunity to chat with him a few minutes ago before this game. So what did coach have to say about this game tonight?
I said, anybody sneaking a look ahead at Monday? And he said, nope. That was it. That was it. Well, not it, but that was it on that. Again, like I kind of alluded to earlier, very focused on this game. Veteran coach, over 500 wins, Mr. 5-time in the Pac West. And again, you got a bunch of seniors on this team. So, yeah, we know this is a big one. We know that obviously the bigger one is on Monday. But I asked him how everybody's feeling. He said Brandon Miller's still going to be out for a little bit. But everybody else is good to go tonight. So as far as the health front is concerned, I says Kyler feeling better because we saw Kyler Nielsen playing through the flu on Wednesday, and he said, he seems like he's got his energy and his zip back. Now that does linger. I don't know if he's quite 100%. I don't even know if Coach Judkin knows that. Probably only Kyler Nielsen, but I'm watching him in warm-ups. It looks like the spring, he just threw down a nice one-handed slam. So looks like he's got a little more bounce in his step than he did on Wednesday night where he was 0 for 8 from the field. You got to give him credit for going out there and playing, but it wasn't his best performance. We saw him last Saturday night drop a career-high 21 points and then couldn't hit a bucket on Wednesday night.
The insurance companies are looking out for their interests, and you need someone you can trust. McMullen Legal Group helps pick up the pieces. Call for a free case review today, 435-673-9990. That's 435-673-9990. Our McMullen Legal Group coach's comments. We'll have Coach Judkins in the Johnson Pediatric postgame report as well as soon as this thing is done and over with. Let's take a quick 60-second timeout. When we come back, we have some Sky Mountain Golf Course starting lineups for you before we get this thing tipped off and underway. Dixie State and Dominican coming at you. Pac West basketball on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever. where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Just about set to wrap up the Intermountain Sports Medicine pregame show, but can't do that first without some Sky Mountain Golf Course starting lineups. Hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course in Hurricane. Schedule a tee time. Call 435-635-7888. Like we said the other day, weather is beautiful. Plenty of opportunities to get out, hit the link. So go hit them up at Sky Mountain Golf Course, sponsoring our starting lineups tonight. Let's start first with the visiting Penguins of Dominican University. 3-9 overall, 2-3 in the Pac West. Led by head coach Booker Harris. His 7th season at Dominican. 89 wins, 91 losses as the bench boss for Dominican. They go like this: 6'5", senior guard forward combo out of Carson, California, Reverend Maduacor. 6 foot, 180-pound freshman guard from Moreno Valley, California, Jordan Williams. 6'6", 205-pound junior forward from Los Angeles, California, Cedric Thomas. 6'4", 170-pound senior guard out of Thousand Oaks, California. The heart and soul of this Dominican team, Jeremiah Gray, 20 points, 6 rebounds per game for the Penguins. And the big man down low, 6'8", 230-pound freshman forward from San Jose, California, Christian Fudge, getting the start tonight. 9 points, about 7 rebounds per game for the freshman from San Jose, California. Again, the Penguins 3-9 overall, 2-3 in the Pac West Conference. Now time for your Dixie State Trailblazers, 7-6 overall, 4-2 in the Pac West. And for you TV and internet viewers, you're about to see on your screen the intro video they play up here on the video boards. If you haven't had an opportunity, for those of you just listening out there, if you haven't had an opportunity to get here to the Burns Arena to see the new video boards in here, you got to get out. We invite you out. Come see the game tonight. If not, be sure to check our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter. We've already posted and we'll continue to post through the weekend a flyer that if you get that, a Blackout the Burns flyer, you bring that flyer with you or show it on your phone on Monday night against California Baptist. You're going to get 6 general admission tickets free to come to this game. They're also giving Blackout t-shirts to the first 1,000 fans here. There'll also be some rally towels for the fans, from what I hear as well. So how about some Sky Mountain Golf Course starting lineups for your Dixie State Trailblazers? A 6-foot senior guard from right here in St. George, Brandon Simister. 6'5" senior forward from Cedar City, Utah, Kyler Nielsen. 6'4" senior guard from Sandy, Utah, Trevor Hill. 6'6" junior forward from American Fork, Utah, Zach Hunter. And down low, getting the start again, the big man, 6'8" senior forward center combo from Riverside, California, Isaiah Clark. Trailblazers, of course, led by head coach John Judkins, 25th season as the head coach, 13th season as the bench boss here at Dixie State University, a man that has over 500 career wins to his name. Trailblazers and Penguins are set to do battle here inside the Burns Arena. Devin, I couldn't help but think as I was reading those starting lineups and reading Isaiah Clark's name, just how big and believe the post play is going to be tonight. We talk about Dixie State getting out and running and doing things, but for the last few games we've said, where's Isaiah Clark? Where's Austin Montgomery? Is Julian Dupree going to be the guy to step up look for someone, one of those three, to have a big game tonight to help open up things for the guards tonight.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. It seems like nobody really wants to call for the ball, fight hard in the block, and be the guy. So that's going to be something we'll watch real closely throughout the night tonight. But, you know, the leaders are at the guard line for the Dixie State team. Trevor Hill, Brandon Simister. Those are your two guys, your leading scorers, you guys that carry you. You know, Brandon's your shooter, Trevor's your slasher. And, you know, they can create shots for themselves, but they are also your two assist leaders, too. Very unselfish in the front court for those two guys.
Dixie State wearing the home white, blue numbers, red trim. Dominican in the black road uniforms, gold numbers and white trim on the numbers. It'll be Clark jumping it for the Trailblazers. And I believe Christian Futch jumping it for the Penguins. Indeed it is. Couldn't see the number. It was blocked. Referee approaches center circle. Let's play some basketball. The toss has made both players mistime the jump, but Clark able to get it on the fall down. Dixie State maintaining the first possession, moving right to left across your radio dial. Kyle Nielsen sets up right wing, looking inside to Clark, catches baseline right side, 15 feet from the bucket. Backing in on the Penguins, and he'll float and score with the left hand right on cue. We talked about the post play. Clark gives Dixie State an early 2-0 lead.
Nice and patient. Took a couple extra bounces and then went to the baby left-hand hook and soft touch as he finishes from about 6 feet out.
Dominican will set up. First possession on offense. It'll be Jordan Williams finding Thomas, free throw line. Thomas holding, handoff to Maduacore. Maduacore dribbling to the left. Step back jumper from 15 feet. Can't hit it. Rims out, but a whistle rings out. Right as that shot is attempted, Brandon Simister going to be called for the foul. We're going to have free throws. Revan Maduacore to the line for Dominican.
Yeah, and not a good job there. And he's worked hard in the offseason, especially on the body, getting stronger, not taking the beats and the bumps and fighting through screens. As a point guard, in fact, Wes, you run off a lot of hard ball screens that time. And that time just got a little hit on the arm. And you see Maduacore at the free throw line.
Maduacore misses the first free throw. 76% free throw shooting for Maduacore coming into tonight. For you television and internet audience, you get to see the replay. Brought to you by the CEC TV crew. Maduacore back to the line for one more fabulous Freddie's free throw. He gets the second. Dixie State lead is 2-1. 19-20 to play in the first. Trevor Hill up the near sideline. Ingles now center of the floor. Dixie State and Dominican just underway. 50 seconds gone by. Dixie State leading it 2-1. Kyler catches, pump fake left wing. Bouncing back inside to Zach, and he'll catch. Oh, leaves it short with the left hand off the window. Thought he was going to have an easy two.
Man, that was a great helper. I don't even know how Kyler got him that pass, but it was perfectly timed.
Dominican the rebound, and quickly the other way. Jeremiah Gray for three, left corner, no. Isaiah Clark goes up strong, gets the rebound for Dixie State. Up ahead to Kyler Nielsen. Three-point land left side, loses. Was disrupted by Jordan Williams, regains. He'll swing to Trevor right wing. Hill to the center of the floor. 18:40 remaining in the first. Dixie State still a 2-1 lead. Zach Hunter, left elbow. Trying to get it to Kyler Nielsen. Instead, Maduacore comes away with a steal, hands off to Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know why Zach hesitated. He's got that elbow jumper. That's his game. He could have popped that. Decided to give it up and turn it over.
Maduacore. Top of the key now for Williams. That's Jordan Williams. Like I mentioned in the pregame, three different Williams on this Dominican squad. Jeremiah Gray catches, top of the key, drives to the left, now back to the right. Step back in traffic straight away, no. Isaiah Clark, another rebound for Dixie State. Here come the Trailblazers.
That's the shot you want to force, though. He's fading away just inside the three-point line, contested.
Simister inside, lobs for Zach Hunter. Reverse from left to right, it'll score off the window.
There's a good high catch, and then use the rim kind of as the shield with the wraparound reverse. Nice give from Brandon Simister, though.
4-1, three-point advantage for the Trailblazers. 17:45 to go. Dominican setting up offensively. It'll be Thomas to the baseline left side, hesitates, and then scores. The defender left him. Yeah, Thomas had an easy bucket.
Isaiah Clark comes over, doubles, and then leaves, and that allows him to get the shot up and in.
4-3 Dixie State lead. Trevor Hill catches left corner. Shot is blocked. Thought about pump faking. Maduacore gets the block, and a whistle on the way back up the floor against Trevor Hill. Trying to keep Maduacore in front of him.
Yeah, Trev's got to be careful. You know, last Saturday, that 2-point loss to Point Loma, he got those two first-half fouls and kind of disrupted his rhythm. Had to sit for, about a 10-minute stretch in the first half, and that was a little ticky-tack one, but got to play through it.
Penguins set up. 4-3 Dixie State lead, 17-19 remaining here in the first half. It will be Maduacore right wing. Swinging it around the horn. Williams. Williams holding. 12 to shoot for the Penguins. Skipping it into the corner. Jeremiah Gray guarded by Kyler Nielsen. Back to Madua-Core. Has the ball straight away. Step back, deep three. Short off the front iron. Isaiah Clark, another rebound. Brought to you by Red Block Real Estate. Here come the Trailblazers. Kyler Nielsen in transition will lay it up and in with the foul with the left hand. And one for Kyler.
And I love the way he patiently attacked. He got in the key, went up in the air. Looked like the last second he was thinking about lobbing it over to Trev. Instead, puts it up with the left hand, the offhand, and then finger rolls it up over the top through the contact and gets it to drop.
16:50 to go here in the first half. 6-3 Dixie State lead. Clock and time brought to you by St. George Topper. Nielsen misses the free throw. Dominican the rebound. It's Fudge. Now to the near side and Jordan Williams. Still a three-point advantage for Dixie State. Approaching the under 16 media timeout. Pass inside. Double teams all around, and Fudge got away from everybody. Catches the pass and lays it in unguarded. 6-5 Dixie State lead by 1. 16:30 to play in the first. Trevor left open. He'll pop a three and knocks it down. Team Diallo three. Trevor Hill knocks it in. He's got an early 3-point. Dixie State up on top 9-5.
Yeah, and that's huge. If Trevor can get them to really overextend and defend that three-point line, he's that much more dynamic driving to the basket. Huge to get that early triple to fall.
Jordan Williams, the Madua-Core. Inside, looking for Thomas. Backing in on Trevor, and he traveled. Couldn't decide which foot he wanted to pivot on, and he travels with it. 16:05 to go in the first. Substitutions both ways. Doug Price will check in for Dixie State. Xavier Williams will check in for the Penguins. So, yes, 2 Williams on the floor for Dominican. Jordan Williams and Xavier Williams on the floor at the same time.
Dixie State has never trailed in this game. They've led from the opening bucket, and now have their largest lead of 4.
They're under 16, Dixie State. As you said, Devin, on top 9-5. Simister, D-Logo straight away. Finds Trevor, right wing. They leave him open again. He won't take the three this time. Thinks better of it. Tries to bounce inside to Isaiah Clark. It's stolen away by Jeremiah Gray. Penguins in transition to Thomas. Back to Gray. Skipping it to Jordan Williams. Will step back. Three straight away. No. Short. Jeremiah Gray put back. No. Ball tipped around. Isaiah Clark brings it down for a Dixie State rebound. Here come the Trailblazers. Simister from left to right. Ball tapped out from behind. And a foul going to be called against Jordan Williams. Williams doesn't like it, but he did reach in there. I think got a piece of Simister. That will bring us to the under 16 media timeout. 15:26 to play. Dixie State 9, Dominican 5. 60-second timeout right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Play-by-play tonight brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Check out the all-star lineup at Findlay Volkswagen. Passats, Beetles, Jettas, and more. Findlay Volkswagen on the saving side of the freeway. Dixie State a 9-5 lead, 15:26 to go in the first. 66% for the field, Devin, for the Trailblazers through the first 5 or so minutes of this game.
Yeah, 4-6 shooting right there. You've already got buckets from Kyler Nielsen, Zach Hunter, Isaiah Clark, and Trevor Hill. So 4 different guys have made those field goals, and that's testament to a true Coach Judkins team. Very unselfish. A lot of different guys can contribute different nights, and good to see a lot of different guys get a chance to score early on.
Trailblazers work the ball around. Simister catches inside, bounces back to Trevor. Thought about a three from the left wing. Instead to Simister. Drives into the paint, kicks to Dub Price, right wing. 15 feet from the bucket inside the arc now. Now right elbow jumper, Isaiah Clark, hard off the back iron. Fudge the rebound for Dominican. Here come the Penguins, 9-5 Dixie State lead. 15 minutes even to go in the second. Williams to Thomas. Thomas into the corner. Xavier Williams catches, pops a three, left corner, and splashes it home.
Nice pass to find Xavier Williams in that coffin corner. 6'2", 180 sophomore, and he buried it.
Tyler Nielsen with Dixie State a 1-point lead, 9-8 inside Dub Price, nothing there. Trying to bounce in traffic to Isaiah Clark, and it's stolen by Dominican. 2 Dixie State players will dive on it, and they have signaled a jump ball. For a minute, thought maybe they were going to grant Dominican a timeout, but it is a jump ball. Alternate possession will keep it with Dominican. 14:35 to play. Austin Montgomery will check in for Isaiah Clark.
Not a good idea there by Dub Price, but the reason he gets a lot of minutes because he hustles, and Dub was not the first guy to get there, but stuck around the play long enough and ultimately got the tie-up.
Dixie State still on top, 9-8, 14:29 to play in the first. Just joining us, Dixie State has been in front from the start. No lead changes. A 9-8 lead. A couple of different Trailblazers already on the board. Thomas inside working against Dub Price, and just like that, Dominican has taken its first lead of the game, 10-9.
He's got an early 4 points and now a turnover by the Trailblazers.
Jeremiah Gray bouncing to Thomas in transition. Shot is blocked, but a foul is called. Trevor blocked it, trailing the play, but it's going to be Simister picking up the foul, and that's 2 quick ones on Simister. So Daylor Youngblood up off the bench. He'll check in as Cedric Thomas set to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's still 14:04 left first half. Interesting to see, and Brandon Simister, extension of Coach Judkins on the court. He's the one guy you might go ahead and roll out there and give him another stretch later in the first half with those 2 fouls. A lot of the bigs, you'll rest them, you won't play them. But let's see it on our CEC TV replay. That was not a foul on Brandon Simister. I don't think he touched him, but he'll get number 2 in the scorebook.
Cedric Thomas missed the first free throw. 78% for the season, makes the second. 5 points for Thomas and a 2-point Dominican lead, 11-9. 14 minutes even to go here in the first. Daylor Youngblood, we just mentioned, into this game for Simister, who picked up 2 fouls. Hands off to Kyler Nielsen, right to left, skips back to the right wing. Montgomery bouncing into Dub Price, and he evaded defender, missed a short layup. Rebound to Dominican. Jeremiah Gray into the corner. Thomas hands off to Maduakor, quickly working it around the horn, and that goes to Christopher Williams, the second. Now Thomas loses the dribble, stolen by Daylor Youngblood. Youngblood in transition. They've got a 2-on-1 down. Tried to bounce to Montgomery off of his fingertips. Turned it over again. Here comes Dominican. Gray bouncing inside Thomas. Shot blocked by Daylor Youngblood. Youngblood falls hard, but he gets the block. Here comes Dixie State. Trevor, 1-on-1. He's fouled off the window. No, 2 free throws coming for Trevor Hill.
Daylor Youngblood coming in, and you know what? He might not give you the offense that Brandon Simister gives you, but the defense, the hustle from the backside, pins it, spikes it off the glass right to Trevor Hill, and then Trev in the open court draws the whistle. Yeah, that's a 1-on-1 prior to that where Daylor got it, a rebound and ran, and a perfect cross-court skip to Montgomery, and he just dropped the ball. I mean, that's a catch you got to have. I know that's your big man running the floor, but that's a catch you got to make there, Austin.
First Fabulous Freddy's free throw by Trevor Hill. Leaves it short. Just get another look at the foul on Trevor. Trevor will have 1 more free throw to try to cut this to a 1-point game. Currently, Dominican leading 11-9, 13-14 to play. Second free throw on the way, and good.
Already 5 turnovers for Dixie State in just 6 minutes and about 50 seconds of action. That's just too many.
A lot of them unforced. Maduakor for Dominican. Top of the key, Xavier Williams.
And Coach Judkins wanted to travel. I think he had a case. I think he did take a little shuffle step there, but it happened so fast the official didn't blow the whistle.
12:55 to go, 10 on the shot clock. 11-10 lead for the Penguins. Xavier Williams left wing. Top of the key, Thomas. Dribble handoff to Christopher Williams for 3, right wing, and he hits it.
Yeah, step into the right hand as a right-handed shooter, was able to square. That was a deep 3. Nicely done.
Trevor quickly the other way to answer. He's fouled, and Dixie State so fast to get back up the floor. Back to the free throw line is Trevor Hill as Reverend Maduakor picks up the foul, his second. Dixie State trailing 14-10, 12:39 to go here in the first.
And aside from Daylor Youngblood, haven't really found a spark off the bench yet. He's been the one guy off the bench, and the bench was huge in that Biola game. Maybe Quincy Matthews is about to check in, can give him a little fuel because he played well on Wednesday night. In fact, Coach Judkins told us in our post-game chat he was the coach's pick as the player of the game.
Trevor makes the first. He's got 5. Quincy checks in. Dub Price will get a rest. Remind you, tonight's game brought to you by Finley Volkswagen, the play-by-play. We'll also be looking throughout the game for a Gallion, Welker, and Beckstrap block charge. Team Diotto bringing you the 3-pointers. Red Rock Real Estate rebounds. Tonight and all season long. Trevor makes the second free throw. He's got 6. Dixie State cuts the lead in half to 2, 14-12.
Well, you like that Trevor's got half your team points right now. He's been very assertive trying to get to the basket and earn trips to foul line.
12:28 to go, approaching the under 12 immediate timeout inside the Burns Arena. Eric Segmiller, Devin Dixon with you on this Friday night here in St. George, Utah. Xavier Williams with 9 to shoot for the Penguins. Whips it inside to Futch. Can't find a pass. It will jump it from the free throw line and score it. They're going to wave off. No, they're going to count the basket. They're going to count the basket, but a foul after the shot left the hands of Futch is going to go against Cedric Thomas.
Yeah.
So the basket will count, and it'll be a 16-12 Dominican lead and a foul against Cedric Thomas.
Foul number 25, Cedric Thomas. That's his first.
12:11 to go here in the second. Jordan Williams will check in for Cedric Thomas for Dominican. On the floor for Dixie State, Youngblood, Matthews, Wade Miller is in. Kyler Nielsen and Austin Montgomery down low. Youngblood across the timeline, center of the floor. Pointing guys where he wants them to be. Quincy Matthews to Wade Miller, his first touch offensively, left wing. Bring it back to Austin Montgomery. Thought about a 3 right wing, thought better of it. Said to Kyler, he'll pop a 3 straight away, and air ball. Short and a little bit to the left, and that should bring us to the immediate timeout. It does. 11:48 to go here in the second. The first. Dixie State trailing 16-12. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Subaru stats will reveal Dixie State cooling off a little bit from the field. At last media timeout, over 60% from the field. Now just 4 of 9, 44%. But the trend is a little bit disturbing for Dixie State, Devin, as with each timeout, the turnovers growing, sitting at 5 turnovers, less than halfway through this first half.
Yeah, right now, Dixie State is just not really in sync. Those turnovers just, and you alluded to it earlier, unforced. A lot of them just entry passes or cross-court passes just not handled.
A 16-12 lead for Dominican. And Daylor Youngblood nearly stealing the inbounds pass, but Penguins able to get it across the timeline and set it up.
Well, I like that. Juddy did that against Viola, and it helped fuel the comeback. They picked up some full-court pressure, so giving them a little early first-half look, a little full-court pressure.
Jordan Williams to Christopher Williams for 3 right wing again, and he buries it again. Christopher Williams, back-to-back threes for the Penguins, 7-point advantage, 19-12.
Yeah, right now the bench coming up big for the Penguins.
Tyler Nielsen backing in on Christopher Williams, gets in the lane, floats with a right, too strong, can't get his own rebound, Fudge the rebound for Dominican, and here come the Penguins. Christopher Williams will pull up, left elbow jumper, too strong, bounces twice off the rim, and Austin Montgomery, Quincy Matthews fighting over the rebound, nearly lost it, but here comes Dixie State. Daylor Youngblood tripped on his way up the floor, and a foul going to be called. Whistle rings out, and it will be Jordan Williams' second.
I like the energy again. Daylor Youngblood trying to continue to do what Sims was doing, that pushed the ball up court. And it wasn't a reach foul. It was their feet got tangled up. But, contact came, and Daylor spilled to the court, and you had to blow the whistle.
10:59 to go. That's the 6th team foul against Dominican. So free throws from here on out. A 19-12 lead for the Penguins. In this Pac-West Conference battle, Dixie State trying to get its 5th conference win tonight. Wade Miller holding. Top of the key now, Daylor Youngblood. If you're just joining us, Brandon Simister on the bench with 2 fouls. Youngblood doing a fine job in relief. He passes to Wade Miller, right wing, gets it right back, 5 to shoot. Daylor floater in the lane, really a runner more like, and he scores it.
That's his game, though. He's more of a guy that can hit that little floater rather than a set spot-up shooter. So I like him playing to his strengths right there. Nice job.
19-14, lead is 5 for Dominican. Gray backing in on Wade Miller. Ball poked away, gets it back, drives into the lane, and a foul before Gray could get to the bucket will go against Wade Miller, trailing that play. First foul against Wade, 4th team foul against Dixie State.
Well, the one thing you do like, even though you trail by 5 right now, is the Trailblazers have not let Gray get good looks. I mean, he was triple teamed there. I mean, they're throwing everything in and taking away the leading scorer of the Penguins here in the first half.
19-14 Dominican lead, 10-14 to go.
And Quincy Matthews gets a chance to guard him in this set.
Xavier Williams to Christopher Williams. He'll pop a 3 left wing, too strong. Ball tipped around. Marcus Lodeholt, offensive rebound for the Penguins, and they'll reset.
That was a deep carom on the brick of the 3. It went clear out beyond the free throw line.
Skip into the left corner. Lodeholt jump a 3 left corner. No. Offensive rebound again. Christian Futch knocked out of his hands into the right corner. Christopher Williams.
Well, they're having trouble boxing out because they've switched to a zone defense.
Xavier Williams for 3. Too strong this time. Trevor Hill the rebound for Dixie State. 19-14 Dominican lead. Trevor's going to hang and float it off the window. Can't get it to go, but he will draw a foul against Jeremiah Gray, and Trevor back to the free throw line again.
And Gray, a little bit frustrated, I'm sure, offensively. That time, really, Trevor did not have a lane. I mean, if he goes straight to the bucket, he's probably going to pick up a charge. So he slithers and just leans away to the left. He's got such an uncanny way to avoid contact when needs be and earn a trip to the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
Zach Hunter set the check back into the game. After this free throw from Trevor, he looped it around, it falls through. Trevor with a team-high 7 points. And we've seen him, as you've mentioned, be assertive tonight and get to the bucket. If he doesn't make it, it's okay. You get to the free throw line and try to do some damage from there. So far, Trevor tonight, 4 of 5 from the stripe. We'll have one more free throw here. Try to pull Dixie State within 3 with 9:36 to play here in the first. Second free throw, rims out. Hit the front iron first and then rimmed around and fell off. 19-15, Dominican on top by 4, 9:30 to go until halftime. Xavier Williams will set up Dixie State in a man-to-man for the time being. He'll bounce to Reverend Maduacor. Quincy frustrating him a little bit. Coach Judkins wants to travel. He's incensed. Pass to Jeremiah Gray. His 3 no good. And Julian Decree goes up and gets a rebound, but he's going to get called for a push-off. Foul will go against, now they're going to call it against Zach Hunter, not Julian Decree.
I don't know if Zach extended. He was down on the baseline. Decree was there as well.
Coach Judkins still mad that they didn't call a travel against Dominican.
Take a look there on that rebound. Hunter gets tangled up.
Trevor a steal, and he will throw it down in transition. After the steal with 2 hands, a 2-hand flush.
Flying high, Trevor Hill. My, oh my. I mean, you love the attack and then the throwdown. That brought this crowd on their feet.
19-17, Dixie State within 2, 8:55 to go until the break. Fudge holding right elbow. Back to Xavier Williams. Back to Fudge, baseline right side. Pump fake, he'll drive inside and lay it, missed it. Julian Decree was there to disrupt the shot. Rebound Dixie State, here comes Trevor. Slashing his way into the lane again, leaves for Quincy. Couple of dribbles, drives the end line. Dribbles all the way through to the left corner. Now back to Trevor, 40 feet from the basket straight away. 18 to shoot for Dixie State. Dixie State can tie or take the lead on this possession. Trevor will step into a 3. He says, I want the lead. Knocks down his second Team D auto 3 of the night. He's got 12. Dixie State leads 20-19, 8:18 to go until the break.
It could be a special night in the making. We've seen Trevor erupt for a couple 30-point games earlier out in Oregon. They got to take a timeout. Trevor Hill starting to heat up here at the Burns Arena.
Timeout taken by Dominican. It's a 30-second timeout. I believe we will still have the media. Yeah, this is going to be a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it right here. 14 ticks away from the media timeout. Trailblazers leading at 20-19. Your game's leading scorer, Trevor Hill, with 12. He's already knocked down 2 Team D auto 3s. He got a steal and a dunk, and now finally they're going to stretch him, and they're going to sit it down and stretch it to the media. Let's take a 30-second timeout and hustle right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Hey, let's check out this park. That's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Carrick Segmiller, Devin Dixon with you. The Trailblazers leading it 20-19, and currently Dixie State on an 8-0 run that included a Dixie State three-pointer by Trevor Hill and a dunk back-to-back. In fact, 6 of those 8 points have come from Trevor in the 8-0 run. And let's take another look here. Trevor knocking down the three, his second team Seattle three of the night.
Xavier Williams looked at him and then backed off. And I don't know if the scouting report is to let him have that, but they're not even within 3-4 feet of Trevor Hill, not even trying to contest the shot. And if Trev keeps knocking that down, it could be a long night for Dominican. And then you like the traffic there. You got great coming, but you just go up, elevate, and throw down with 2 hands. Monstrous dunk there from Trevor Hill.
2019, Dixie State lead is 1 after trailing by 7. They've turned this thing around with an 8-0 run. We are under 8, 7:58 to play here in the first. 5 to shoot for the Penguins. Gray to the left elbow, jumps it, scores it.
There he goes. Maybe that'll get him going.
First bucket of the night. Trevor quickly the other way, off the window. No, a lot of contact. Julian Decree tries to put back dunk. No. Quincy Matthews the rebound, moving around in the lane, and he'll get an and one. Scores with a foul.
A nice job with the footwork by Q, not to travel. You know, you got to be careful there. 3 in the key. He was probably coming if he didn't hurry and go ahead and find a crease and get that up with the left hand. A little English there as it dropped through, and then the hit came once the ball had already left, which is absolutely perfect. He's got the and one opportunity.
Marcus Lodeholt will check in for Fudge. And Quincy Matthews to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. He knocks it in. Quincy Matthews, a bucket and a foul, and he knocks down the free throw. 7:33 to go until the break. Dixie State leading it by 2, 23-21. Dominican with possession. Julian Decree harassing Cedric Thomas. Couldn't quite get the steal. They go to Jeremiah Gray. Pulls up, 3-ball straight away. No, rims out. Decree tips it around, gets the rebound. Outlet pass to Trevor Hill in transition. Slips it to Kyler. Kyler in the lane. Dumps it inside to Zach Hunter. And a great patience by Zach to wait for that seam to open up. He lays it up and in for 2.
And the points in the paint are starting to come now. We're starting to get all the way in. A couple threes by Trev. And this is the run you were kind of waiting for the Trailblazers.
25-21. Dixie State lead is 4. 6:55 to go until the break. Jeremiah Gray guarded by Julian Decree. A lob to Cedric Thomas. Thomas back to Gray for 3, right wing, short off the front iron. Trevor Hill going up trying to get the rebound. Can't get it. A whistle rings out, and it's going to be Julian Decree picking up a foul, trying to get the rebound. His first.
Check the points in the paint. We're just talking about 14 points in the paint. It's only 6 for Dominican. You love that stat, I think, early on. It shows you're getting out in transition and you're finishing around the rim.
Dixie State run is 13-2 over the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Dominican will inbound with possession. Jordan Williams holding the angle right side. Skip it to the left side and Lodeholt. Now Madua Court. Fakes right, goes left. Swings it back to the right wing and Jordan Williams. Back around the horn to Gray. Gray kicking back into the left corner. Lodeholt for 3, and he knocks it down.
Wow, good kick to the corner. Decree was coming out, but already set and let it fly. That was good concentration to bury that corner pocket.
Kyler fumbles, regains on the offensive end. 1-point lead for Dixie State. Zach Hunter inside crashes in to 2 different Dominican defenders. It looked like he went right between them, and they're going to call an offensive foul against Zach.
Yeah, but still a bad decision there by Zach Hunter. I mean, right there, he can stop and pop a little elbow jumper. They're pretty set. Yeah, I mean, both of them build a wall. And, you know, Zach probably in hindsight, he watched the film on that. He would have just stopped and took a little 12, 14-footer, and he probably would have made it. That's his game, that mid-range game. So just a bad decision there by Zach.
He signaled 32, the referee did. It should have been 34.
Yeah, clearly that was on Zach Hunter.
6:11 to go in the first. Coaches getting the thing squared away that it was Zach Hunter with the charge. Dixie State coaches kind of jokingly said, well, which player took it?
Well, that's 2 on Zach Hunter, so he's going to check out now, and Doug Price is going to check back in. And I thought maybe Sims, we would see him, but I don't know.
Hold him out, maybe.
I think Juddy's going to hold out for the second half. That's a long time to sit for your starting point guard, Brandon Simister, since picking up 2 fouls. What about the 14-minute mark?
Inside to Gray, passing the in line to Lode Holt for three from the right corner. No. Trevor Hill the rebound. 25-24 Dixie State lead. 5:55 to go. Bounce ahead to Kyler Nielsen. Wanted to dunk, but changed and laid it off the window with the left hand. Gets the bucket.
And a pretty helper there by Trevor Hill. His first dime, but it was perfectly on the hands of Kyler. And all he had to do was softly lay it off the kiss off the window, down and good.
27-24 Dixie State lead is three. 5:37 to go. Maduacore into the corner. Lode Holt, and he stepped out of bounds. And it had that right foot behind him, and he stepped out of bounds. Dominican will turn it over. Xavier Williams will check in for the Penguins, and that will send Jordan Williams to the bench. Dixie State an opportunity to extend this to a 5 or 6 point lead with about 5.5 to go until the break.
And Dominican right now, they are shooting a lot of threes, high volume 3-point team anyway, but 4 of 14. On the other side of the token, just 2 for 3. Dixie State hitting 66%, but haven't taken nearly as many.
Dixie State going to slow it down, set up the half-court offense in this possession. They'll leave Trevor open again. He pops a three again, and this time he leaves it short. Isaiah Clark chases down the long rebound, and he tiptoes the in-line and then steps out of bounds. It's like he had the momentum. He was there. He was surprised that no one was around him and just stopped and went out of bounds.
I think he was looking for somebody to pass to and saw nobody coming to him and just decided instead of throwing it over his head where at least you could go try to, get a jump ball and somebody could go get it, he just stepped out of bounds. I don't understand that.
5:13 to go here in the first. Dixie State a 3-point lead, 27-24. Christopher Williams back in. He's knocked down a couple of threes for Dominican. Right wing for the Penguins, now top of the key, Maduacore. Crossing over, now spinning back to the left, gets past Doug Price. They're going to call an offensive foul. They got him for the hook. Maduacore throwing that arm out, either the elbow or the hook. It's exactly what the referee just said. Got him with the hook. It's an offensive foul against Maduacore.
Take that bucket away.
The third foul against Reverend Maduacore. 9th team foul, so now Dixie State will have 2 free throws with each foul the rest of the way. 4:54 to go until the break. 27-24 Dixie State lead. Inside the Burns Arena, Dixie State and Dominican. Trevor, mid-post right side, bouncing to Isaiah Clark. Great look. Clark will finish with the left hand. He's got 4. Dixie State leading 29-24. 4:35 to go. Xavier Williams as Trevor Hill picks up his second assist of the night. Gray holding left wing for the Penguins. Bouncing to Thomas, backing in on Trevor, gets past and loses, regains, and then lost it. Isaiah Clark comes up with it. Here comes Dixie State. Head to Trevor. Trevor inside to Dub, and he'll lay it in with the right hand. How about that? 3 quick assists for Trevor Hill. Dub Price has his first bucket. Dixie State up by 7, 31-24.
Trev's he's just kind of taking what the defense is dictating. Got his points early, and now he's going distribution mode with Brandon Simister and the 2 fouls on the bench.
We are under 4. Isaiah Clark going to get caught reaching in on Jeremiah Gray, and that will be the foul. That brings us to the under 4 media timeout. Clark's first foul. 3:55 to go until the break. 31-24 Dixie State lead. 60-second timeout. Right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
.355 to go until the break. Dixie State leading at 31-27. Dixie State has heated up back over the 60% mark. 12 of 20 from the field. 7 assists on 12 made baskets for the Trailblazers. And since a couple media timeouts ago, having turned the ball over 5 times, there's only been one turnover about the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. You know, you had that sloppy start, and Dominican had the lead. In fact, they had a lead by as many as, I think it was 7 points. Yeah. But Dixie State has answered the bell, and now they've pushed it up to a 7 5-point lead. They had a 13-2 run at one point in time. And now the 4-minute battle begins. Who can take the momentum into the halftime break? Juddy preaches winning these 4-minute battles. You won the last one. Now can you do it again to go to the locker room with maybe a double-digit lead?
Jeremiah Gray at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 after the Isaiah Clark foul. First free throw is good. He'll earn another. 3 points for Jeremiah Gray. Dixie State lead is trimmed to 6, 31-25. Gray will have one more. Remind you, the InfoWest halftime report coming up. 3 minutes and 55 seconds of game time away. Second free throw rims out. Isaiah Clark the rebound for Dixie State. Trailblazers maintain a 31-25 lead. Trevor Hill crossing over right at the timeline. Gets past the defender. Now he'll set it up. To Taylor Youngblood. Youngblood whipping it inside to Clark. Clark may have got away with the travel. Holds, kicks it back out to Trevor Hill. Straight away, 6 to shoot. Got to have a shot down to 5 and a 4. Trevor crossing over with the left, floats with a right short. Ball tipped around. Dominican the rebound. Jordan Williams. Here come the Penguins. Dribble handoff to Jeremiah Gray. Gray to the top of the key.
Done a really good job on Gray. Just 3 first-half points.
Swinging it to Cedric Thomas. Thomas working on Dub Price. Spinning back to left. Now back inside. Runner off the window, no. But a whistle and a foul rings out. Going for the rebound again, and this time it's going to be Taylor Youngblood. More free throws coming for the Penguins.
Interesting. I didn't think Taylor was excessive with his block-out attempt. He was turned. He was backing him under the basket. I didn't think it was too much contact, but the whistle came and the official did. Can't say excessive today.
And Christian Funch at the line for 1-and-1. Front end falls off. Just a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Trevor fouled on his way back up the floor, and that's Jordan Williams' 3rd foul. If you're Coach Booker Harris, you got to be on your guy on a foul like that. You can't pick up your 3rd foul on a cheap little bump like that. There was contact, definitely warranted a foul, and then Trevor will go to the line for 2 as it's in the double bonus now. 31-25, Dixie State lead, 3 minutes to go until halftime.
Right now, Dixie State certainly wants to finish with the floor. They want to keep the tempo up. They've been really making a concerted effort to get out and run in this game, and that's shown by Trevor Hill with his production in points and assists. Although that free throw just fell off, no good for T. Hill.
You see it again, Trevor making his way back up the floor. So strong, it almost looked like there wasn't much contact, but there was some. Trevor missed the first free throw. Players on both sides forgot it was double bonus and jumped into the lane to try and get the rebound, but referee said, calm down. We got one more free throw, guys. Let's line up and do it again. Austin Montgomery to the scorer's table. He'll check in if this free throw is made. It is. Trevor makes it. He's got 13.
And Austin kind of fumbled that pass he should have caught, and Juddy hadn't went back to him until now. I think this is a big stretch for Austin Montgomery. He needs to get in there, post up, and play well because he's struggled as of late, Carrick.
2:55 to go until the break. 32-25 Dixie State lead. Can they get a stop and possibly extend this thing to a double-digit lead before the break? Gray catches on the right wing. They'll swing it around to the left side. Xavier Williams. Xavier stops the dribble, passes to Thomas, nearly loses, but regains baseline left side to Gray, and he'll knock in a 3 from the left wing.
Well, you slowed him down almost the entire first half, but that time, nice look, and there's his 6 points of the game.
2:24 to go until halftime. Dixie State at 32-28 lead. Wade Miller catches right wing. Spins, gets into the lane, ducks off the window. No. Austin Montgomery can't keep the ball alive, and here comes Dominican after they pull it down. Xavier Williams bounces to Christopher Williams. Now to Cedric Thomas. Swinging to Xavier Williams. Takes right, goes left, takes Taylor Youngblood off the dribble, finds Fudge in the lane, and he'll float and score with the right hand.
Too easy. It's your big post player. Pretty much unattested, middle of the key.
Dixie State the other way. Great look from Trevor to Dub Price, but Dub can't finish. Just a 32-30 lead for Dixie State all of a sudden. Dominicans can take the lead with a 3 on this possession. Gray, pull-up jumper, 15-footer from the baseline right side, and he hits just like that. Gray has 8, and we're tied at 32. 1:30 to go until the break.
Nice little run by Dominican. And Coach Judkins can't like it at both ends right now.
7-0 run for the Penguins to tie this thing back up. Trevor drives to the free throw line, Kicks to Wade Miller, to Daylor Youngblood. Daylor drives inside, and he may get called for a charge. He will. Cedric Thomas was there in time, and Daylor's going to pick up the foul, his second.
Yeah, nice job taking that Gallion Welker charge call. If you've taken a big hit, maybe you got some tax issues, need some estate planning, call the attorneys at Gallion Welker, Backstrom 628-1682.
1:05 to go until halftime, and Dixie State led this thing by 7 at the 2:34 mark, and now we're tied. Less than 2 minutes later, and the Penguins can take a lead on this possession. Xavier Williams with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets to the free throw line, stop, turnaround jumper with a fadeaway. No, Trevor mistimes the jump on the rebound, but Dub Price secures it. Here comes Dixie State. Coach Judkins going to use a timeout. Had to turn to his assistants to make sure he hadn't already used one. He's going to take a timeout, 30-second timeout. We'll remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Mountain America excels at providing low loan rates, high earnings, free services, handy banking technology, and 3 convenient locations in St. George.
Quick Hearst Ace Hardware update. Normally we would have Jazz basketball with Dixie State tonight on the radio. We'll give you an update. They just are early moments of the third quarter, and the Nuggets have a 56-54 lead over the Utah Jazz. And 11 points for Rubio to lead the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell has 10. Jamal Murray, 19, carrying the Nuggets scoring load right now.
Jazz have struggled on the road this year.
3-15, second worst record in the NBA.
They're really one of the best defenses in the NBA at home, but as soon as they leave Vivint Smart Home Arena, the defense just goes away. And see if the Jazz can hang on, and that game will continue to keep you updated throughout the night, as we noted. Our game airing tonight in place of the Utah Jazz game. Inbound pass goes to Daylor Youngblood, finding Dub Price. 35 on the game clock, 19 seconds on the shot clock. Whip it into Trevor, catches on the left block. Still has the dribble, bounces once, pass inside to Austin Montgomery. He can't finish, a lot of contact, gets his own rebound, misses again at the bucket. And here comes Dominican with 20 seconds remaining in the half, game tied at 32. Christopher Williams hands off to Xavier Williams. And Dominican is going to play for one here and try to take a lead into the halftime break. Xavier Williams holding, 45 feet from the bucket, right side now. Angles closer, gives to Gray, pulls up for 3 on the right wing, too strong. Austin Montgomery the rebound, and that is how the first half will end. Dixie State 32, Dominican 32. It was a couple of minutes ago we were saying maybe Dixie State can take a double-digit lead into the half, but Dominican had other ideas, finishing the half on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, and at one point Dixie State, when they built that lead up and came back, they were shooting 60% from the field. They cooled off that last 4 minutes, lost that battle, and settled in at 48% shooting for the first half. And 38% shooting, 12 of 31 Dominican in that first half. And haven't settled a thing. Should be an interesting second half.
Entering second half, indeed, we are tied. Dixie State 32, Dominican 32. Will the Trailblazers get their 5th Pac West win of the season? Or will Dominican even its record at 3-3 in the Pac West? 20 more minutes of basketball to try and decide just that. Let's take a full 3-minute halftime break. When we come back, it is the InfoWest halftime report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids feel like grown-ups. And grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast. Where wonder is universal. And laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future. Families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
At Walt Disney World in Florida, and a world-class national competition in Las Vegas, tonight the dancers will be showcasing a jazz routine entitled We Will Rock You, under the direction of Kara Anderson and Dixie State's Community Education. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the PDT All-Stars dancers.
Minutes of basketball in the books, but this thing is far from decided and far from over. Carrick Segman and Devin Dixon welcome you back inside the Burns Arena. Game tied at 32 at the half between Dixie State and Dominican. A game that went back and forth. Dixie State built an early lead. Dominican then jumped out to a lead at one point. In fact, it was a game-high lead of 7 at 19-12. Dixie State then rallied back to take a lead of 7 at 32-25. And then Dominican finishing the the half on a 7-0 run to tie it at 32 at the break, just when it looked like Dixie State was going to make something happen, kind of maybe blow the door open a little bit. Dominican was right there to answer with a three or a shot inside, whatever they needed to do to cool off the Trailblazers, and we're tied, far from over.
Yeah, you saw Gray get a little bit of rhythm there towards the end. He still only shot at 3 for 10. You like the defensive effort, forcing some tough three-point shots. He's only 1 of 6 from downtown. As a team, Dominican shot 16 three-pointers in the first half, hitting only 5 of them, about 31%. But right now, I think the 7 turnovers is an okay number, but the way that they happened, you had some missed opportunities. But aside from the turnovers, it just looked like out of control just a little bit, just maybe expecting contact. I mean, we had a couple of point-blank shots. You know, at the end of that half, Doug Price missed a lay-in. Austin Montgomery missed one, then missed the putback. I mean, it just seems like guys just a little bit off. Certainly Dixie State did not play up to their potential in that first half. You got to give Dominican some credit on the defensive end, but you got to take a little bit of blame as well, and that's why we're tied at 32.
It is the InfoWest halftime report, and inside that, Devin Dixon giving you some Findlay Subaru stats as a team. Dixie State 48% from the field, 12 of 25, 2 of 4 from downtown, and 3 of those three-point attempts for Trevor Hill. He knocked down 2 of them. I think another reason that three-point attempts are down.
Sims is on the bench.
Sims is on the bench.
And you got to take that into account as to why we're tied too, because Brandon Simister is your engine. He's the guy that drives you, gets you in a lot of your stuff. Now, I thought Daylor Youngblood gave you some good things. He gave you the little float in the lane. You see that mid-range offense, gave you a couple of nice defensive plays and had a steal, scored 2 points. But certainly doesn't give you the outside shooting that Brandon Simister. If you go under screen, Simister will make you pay, and he'll bury that 3 in your eye. Daylor Youngblood has to play facing up off the dribble and get his shots in traffic in the float mid-range area. So I think Trevor Hill kind of cooled off this a little bit there. Did get to the foul line. I love the fact he got to the foul line 8 times. And he's got such a quick step, and then he's got the leaping ability. So once he gets up so high, you try to block a shot, more than likely you're going to get an elbow or something, and he's going to get to that free throw line. Continue to stay aggressive, and Trevor Hill is going to – I thought for a moment there we were in store for maybe one of those 30-point-plus performances, and then kind of cooled off just a little bit there towards the end of the half. But Dixie State shot at nearly 50%, 12 of 25 from the field, 50% on the button from the three-point line, 2 of 4. Ironically enough, Trevor Hill hit both of those, and 60%, 6 for 10 from the free throw line. Rebounding even in the first half. 7 assists on those 12 made baskets. 2 blocks for the Trailblazers. Only 2 steals, though. Dominican had 5 steals in that first half. So just got to clean up a couple little things, and we're all knotted at 32.
Game indeed tied at 32. I talk a little bit more about Trevor Hill. I had something I wanted to add to that. You mentioned he did cool off in the scoring, but like we mentioned during the broadcast, he kind of transitioned from, okay, I've got to score right now, to I'm going to finish with 3 assists in the first half. And there was 3 consecutive plays. It was a long pass and another couple passes inside, and he just shows you everything that he does. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, a steal, only 1 turnover for Trevor in the first half. Obviously right now, probably leading candidate for our Dad's Trucking player of the game. And you can't stress how important Brandon Simister is to this team. We talked a little bit about it already. But you saw a game that he missed early on in conference play. I believe it was the Academy of Art game. And Dixie State looked a little lost without their captain out there. They got him back for the Azusa Pacific game, and it was night and day difference. So I believe to see that same night and day difference here in the second half, Simister coming back out onto the floor.
Yeah, and Brandon Simister going to be well rested, if nothing else.
Yeah.
He has logged a lot of minutes, so not the worst thing in the world to have him get a little rest. I know that's not the way you drew it up, but Coach Judkins wasn't thinking about that. He'd rather, play Brandon a little bit more than that in the first half. But at the end of the day, him and Trevor Hill have both played a tremendous. They're playing 30, 31, 32 minutes a night.
Yeah.
You got to keep them fresh, and maybe just a little silver lining there, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. You're looking at a potential situation where maybe he doesn't have to come out in the second half. I mean, you're going to give him breathers just to get him ready for the stretch run and whatnot, but he's only played 5 minutes, so to get to his season average, which is, pretty much the entire game most nights, you're going to have to get him back in there. Let's step away. Let's take a quick, let's make it a 2-minute timeout. A little extra time right now. A 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with some Pac West updates and other look around the NBA, college basketball, brought to you by Hearst Danes Hardware. 2-minute timeout, right back inside the InfoWest halftime report.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
$150/90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Welcome back inside the InfoWest halftime report. Time now for some Hearst Danes Hardware Pac West updates. We'll also take a look around the NBA and some college basketball updates for you as well. Hardware store and so much more with a variety of products with prices that please on the corner of the Boulevard in Bluff and St. George and on Main Street in Cedar City. First Pac West updates is this one tied 32-32 at the half. It's the only game that started. Continue to have There's a game in Hawaii tonight. Holy Names is at Hawaii Pacific, so that game is far from getting underway. Still a couple hours away. California Baptist is at Point Loma in San Diego tonight. That one just about to tip off, as well as Notre Dame de Namur at Chaminade, Breslin Pacific at Concordia, Irvine, Academy of Art in Hawaii as well at Hawaii Pacific. So for the second consecutive broadcast, we don't have any Pac West updates to give you other than there's the schedule. Devin Dixon, what else do we have on tap tonight?
One Pac-12 game in progress right now. 8:31 left first half. Oregon State, Civil War leading Oregon 23-19. Go to the association. Utah has surrendered the lead and then some with just under 3 minutes left third quarter. Denver 78, Utah 63. And then you've got a bunch of other games. Knicks in overtime right now with 10 seconds left, trailing Miami 105-103. Chicago late fourth quarter leading by 6 in Dallas. San Antonio all over Phoenix with about 3.5 to go, 98-84. Wizards up by 10 on Memphis late first half. And then the Portland Trailblazers just hit a three, and they lead 35-24. That one just early on in the second quarter. Other finals in the association tonight. Philadelphia trouncing Detroit 114-78. Boston over Minnesota 91-84. Toronto beat Milwaukee 129-110. And the Lakers and the Bobcats yet to tip off.
Those are your Pac West and score updates brought to you by the Hearst Ace Hardware. This has been the InfoWest halftime report as the halftime clock continues to trickle down. Brooks dance cam on your screen, so you can see that up on the video board here on your screen as well. People getting into this one. There's Dave Cordero.
Yeah,
former
DC,
sports editor at the Spectrum. Oh, look at that.
I don't know what you call that. Having fun.
Having fun inside the Burns Arena. This game is tied at 32. I can guarantee you that the halftime conversation was probably not very fun inside the locker room, but they're going to go with the same 5 starters of the Trailblazers. That means Simister gets to get back out on the floor with 2 fouls. Simister, Nielsen, Hill, Hunter, Clark back out onto the field or onto the court. And look for Dixie State to try and make a quick start here in the second half. Try to get a little bit of a lead, see if they can build on it throughout the second half.
Yeah, and you know what? I felt like Coach Judkins, again, used a lot of the bench. He played 11 deep again. It seems like that's going to be kind of the standard moving forward into the new year. I just don't think anybody's kind of separated himself, and guys are still vying for minutes. Obviously, Wednesday night we saw kind of the guys that played the best rewarded with the crunch time final 4 or 5 minutes, and that included Quincy Matthews. Quincy Matthews only played 9 minutes in that first half, was 1 for 1, got the and one to drop, had 2 rebounds and an assist. I'd like to see a little bit more of Q, I think, in this second half.
Dixie State and Dominican tied at 32. As we have 20 minutes up on the second half clock. Again, you're just joining us. Dixie State wearing the home whites, blue numbers, red trim. Dominican in the road blacks, gold numbers, white trim. The teams will flip sides. Dixie State will be moving left to right across your radio dial here in the second half. If you're listening on the radio, if you're watching on television or online with us, it'll be flipped as the cameras are positioned on the other side of the floor. Dixie State, Dominican tied at 32, 20 minutes away from deciding this Pac West battle. Clark holding to Nielsen. First possession of the second half. Nielsen bounces inside, and he just led Trevor Hill too far, and another turnover.
That ruined a really good screen by Brandon Simister, and Hill was wide open, and Kyler just led him too far, and it goes out of bounds. Another unforced error to start the second half.
Dixie State trying to get a stop now here defensively. It'll be Dominican setting it up. Jordan Williams. As the Penguins going with the same 5 starters as well. Maduakor, Thomas, Futch, Jordan Williams, and Jeremiah Gray. Thomas backing in on Hunter. Spinning to the left. Can't get it to go in the paint. Zach Hunter goes up high and gets the rebound. Game still tied at 32. Simister throws it inside to Kyler Nielsen, and he'll score. Boy, Brandon Simister was just so close to a travel. He left his feet almost too early. Finally found Kyler Nielsen, who finished inside.
A little bit of luck there, Carrick. A little bit of luck because Sims really did not have anywhere to go. That was a blind pass. I don't know how he found Kyler Nielsen, but he did.
Sitting there trying to flap his arm, see if he could fly a little bit, stay in the
arm. And not even a smile out of Simister. It was like he meant to do it.
34-32 Dixie State lead, and Trevor Hill going to get called for a foul. Bumps
hand
inside
check,
on
maybe?
Jeremiah Gray. His second, first team foul here in the second half. 18:52 to go here in half number 2. Dixie State 34-32 over Dominican. Maduacore. Inbound to Fudge in the left corner. Top of the key, Thomas. Thomas to Maduacore. Back to Gray. Gray bouncing inside. Fudge, he'll fumble. Regains just in time to miss the layup. Dixie State the rebound. Hand off to Simister. He wants to push it. Brandon in transition. Leaves for Trevor. Swinging it to Kyler, left wing. Kyler into the paint. Left elbow jumper. No. Zach Hunter, offensive rebound. Spins back to the bucket. And he's fouled. No, traveled.
Yeah. It did take that extra step, and that back foot slid a little bit. Hard to see it. And I might even missed it because the Dixie bench didn't think he traveled.
18:26 to go here in the second.
He was kind of turned around and had to spin all the way around. Good rebound, too, by Zach Hunter. That's two really good ones in a row, one on the defensive end and that one on the offensive end.
Maduacore inside. He hopped twice on the same foot. No travel call. Here comes Simister. Bounces to Trevor, and he misses the dunk. Lost the ball on his way to the bucket. He wanted to throw that one down with one hand. Here comes Dominican. Thomas. Leaves it for Gray. Gray into the left corner. Jordan Williams misses a three. It pops out. Zach Hunter the rebound.
Yeah, I like Zach Hunter on the glass right now. Doing a good job.
Simister splits two defenders. Gets inside. Takes it right at Fudge. No, a lot of contact. Trevor Hill offensive rebound. Put back no. Tipped around. Fudge the rebound. Here comes Jordan Williams in transition. Bouncing to the left corner. Gray catch and shoot three. Left corner no. Rims out. Zach Hunter another rebound.
That's 4 quick boards for Zach.
Simister brings the ball to the floor for Dixie State. They give him space. He steps into a team view out of 3. No. Zach Hunter another rebound, and he'll score the second time.
Where did the lunch pail and the hard hat come from Zach Hunter? I mean, I guess the ball just bouncing right to him on a couple of them, but I like how he's attacking on the glass, and it pays off with a putback.
4-point lead for Dixie State, 36-32. 17:05 to go in the second. Zach Hunter, 6 points, 6 rebounds for Dixie State. Maduacore will hold for Dominican. In the left corner, Jordan Williams. Skip to Thomas. He jumps it from the right wing. No. Hard off the back iron. Tyler Nielsen the rebound. And here come the Trailblazers. Can they start to build that lead we talked about during the halftime break? Simister will lob into Zach Hunter. Catches. His shot is blocked out of bounds. Dixie State will maintain the possession with 19 to shoot. Quincy Matthews will check in. Zach Hunter going to get a well-deserved rest here. A couple of substitutions for the Penguins as well. Xavier Williams on, as well as Christopher Williams.
Yeah, right there, I think Zach tugged the jersey. He was going hard, wanted a quick breather.
Brandon finds Trevor Hill, and he'll put up a shot 15 feet away from the bucket left side. It goes up and over the top of the backboard. He's looking for a foul, not going to get it. And you've got a Dominican player down under the Dixie State basket, and I think well, there's no question about what happened on that one. He got hit by Trevor Hill, and he's down on the ground. I think he'll be able to shake that one off eventually, though. 16:35 to go.
A little bit of a low blow with the knee.
Wow.
Yeah, you feel, any guys out there know Jordan Williams, that doesn't feel good.
16:35 to go. Williams is up, and he's going to check out of this game. Just take a little breather. And he'll be back in a few, I'm sure. Marcus Lodeholt will check in the meantime. Full court pressure extended, passing to Xavier Williams, and he's able to pass out of it. Nielsen and Simister had him. He's able to get out of it. 16:28 to go here in the second half. 36-32, Dixie State lead. Christopher Williams bouncing to Thomas. Mid-post left side, now working it on Quincy. Takes out to Lodeholt. Christopher Williams. Williams to the baseline. Gives to Fudge. Dumps it inside. Wide open as Thomas. Pump fake, draws the foul off of Isaiah Clark. And he's going to get free throws here.
Yeah,
but he could have scored a layup easily off that one. He was focused on the contact instead of just laying it in off the glass.
Yeah, but did he do a little pump fake to get you to leave your feet?
Yes.
Anytime you get somebody to leave your feet, you're probably going to get the foul. And he had him leaving from behind him and in front of him right there on that little head fake.
Thomas to the line for a pair of free throws. And he misses the free throw. It almost felt like he had time to score without the pump fake.
Yep. Take the bucket if you can get it. CEC TV.
I mean, Kyler was there, I guess.
He was coming. But, if he shot it quick on the elevation, might have got it off before it would be blocked by Kyler Nelson. We'll never know.
Thomas makes the second free throw. Wade Miller will check in for Trevor Hill. It's a 36-33 Dixie State lead. 16-10 to go here in the second, approaching the under-16 media timeout. Simister across the timeline. Brandon Simister is scoreless. Only played 5 minutes in the first half, and he is one of your leaders. Senior captain. Got to get him going here in the second. Brandon thought about a three, instead passes to Quincy Matthews. Drives the inline. Reverse from left to right. Too much on it. And Lode hold the rebound. No, loses it on the inline. Dixie State going to get it back.
Really athletic move by Quincy Matthews, but as he was coming around and trying the reverse, he couldn't square himself and then put too much on it. But again, a little miscue, and Dixie State will retain possession. Chance to maybe improve upon a three-point lead. This would have been highlight reel if he could have got the angle right on the glass, but not that time for Quincy Matthews.
15:45 to go. Dixie State 36, Dominican 33. Let's take just a 30-second timeout. Just a 30. Come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
$15:45 to go in the second half. Dixie State 36, Dominican 33. Remind you, play-by-play brought to you by Finley Volkswagen. Check out the all-star lineup at Finley Volkswagen. Passats, Beetles, Jettas, and more. Finley Volkswagen on the savings side of the freeway. Also remind you, Clock and Time brought to you by St. George Topper. Scoreboard sponsored by One Law and Red Rock Real Estate, helping us out on the glass this year, sponsoring the rebounds.
Jazz down 17. Ooh, update there for you. So we don't have the game tonight. Going to the fourth quarter, 89-72. Well, a couple minutes in the fourth quarter, rather.
Brandon Simister set to trigger this one. Baseline left side. Will lob to Kyler Nielsen. Quickly to Wade Miller. Brandon comes off a couple of screens. They can't get him an open look for three, though, so he'll reset the offense. 25 to shoot. Simister crossing over to the left. Hesitate. Kicks it back out. Quincy had moved. Kyler saves it just before it goes across the inline. Or excuse me, the timeline. And the Trailblazers still have it. Wade Miller to Kyler Nielsen, right wing. Top of the key, Simister gets a screen from Clark. They go pick and roll. Nothing there. Pump fake. Deep. No, it's going to be a three for Simister. No. Tipped out by Nielsen. Simister, another try. No. Quincy Matthews knocks the rebound off of Christopher Williams, and the Trailblazers will still have possession. A lot of chances. Good looks. Couldn't get him to go down. Still a three-point lead for Dixie State. 15-14 to go.
Yeah, Sims right there. Maybe that lack of minutes in the first half. Just trying to take a couple to get the sights set, but couldn't find the range.
Bounce inside to Quincy, and he'll score in traffic with the left hand.
I continue to see his minutes going up if he continues to play like he has the last couple games. Nice job slithering in and getting a nice easy left hand off the window lay-in.
38-33, Dixie State by 5, 14:55 to go in the second. Thomas leaves for Xavier Williams. Jumper, just short, just barely caught iron. Futch offensive rebound, though. He misses the putback, almost went down, but popped back out. Here comes Dixie State. Simister pushing it, and they're going to say carried it. He kind of hesitated for a minute to decide where he wanted to go, and they say palmed the basketball. Turnover. 14:40 to go. Dixie State 38, Dominican 33.
Well, you can tell Dixie State still continues to want to try to push. They're trying to speed this game up, even though it's still relatively a little bit more lower scoring.
Jordan Williams to Gray back into the game. His shot is short. Not blocked, but certainly affected by Isaiah Clark. Trevor Hill the rebound for Dixie State. Here comes Hill. And it's going to be an illegal screen against Isaiah Clark. He doesn't like it, but it's right every step of the way. And Coach Judkins is saying, yeah, you committed the foul. You're too wide and you're moving.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can't be way out. You can't almost trip. You got to keep, basically shoulder width, feet width equally. And that time you really spread out there. And the official right on top of it. The carry and then the legal screen. And then two empty possessions there for the Trailblazers.
And that will bring Julian Decree off the bench. Check in for Clark. Inside Gray, easy lay-in. Trevor Hill went for the steal, almost had it. Gray slipped past him and laid it in. He's got 10. Dixie State leading by 3, 38-35. And a whistle inside. This one going to go against Christian Futch. He picks up his second, and you could see the look on Clark's face going, this can't be against me. Please don't let it be against me. Clark will check out. Julian Decree into the game. 13:58 to go in the second. 38-35 lead. Brandon Simister going to tighten those shoes, which Coach Judkins told us a couple of nights ago. They're brand new shoes Simister's wearing. Brandon hangs in the lane, tries to leap for Quincy, and he threw it away from him. And another turnover.
I think Quincy thought he was going to go ahead and try to go up with it with the left hand, so he was kind of starting to push in to try to grab any kind of a miss there. And Sims, last second, decided he wanted to pass, and turnover again. That's 3 trips in a row that have not been good sets.
NC State 12 turnovers tonight. 13:40 to go here in the second. Gray went up, thought about shooting, and then passed at the last second. They swing to Maduakor. Dominican with 10 seconds to find a shot here. Maduakor into the corner, pump fake for Jordan Williams. Hangs from 15 feet, can't hit. Here comes Dixie State. Quincy, the rebound ahead to Simister, bounces to Decree, and he misses the layup. Second chance, good with contact. Decree was a little bit surprised by the pass the first time, so got a shot up quick, missed it, got his own rebound, scored on the second chance.
Well, a lot of times your guard will create a little more space and speed ahead, but Decree was trailing right in the hip pocket of Simister. But Sims, a nice little bounce to get him a look from the right side, but staying with the miss. You like the energy, if nothing else, he brings. Certainly big body. I really like the upside of the JUCO transfer, Julian Decree. Let's see if he can get the and one to drop from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Don't forget those unlimited washes are on sale, just $25 a month. And every Tuesday you get a free upgrade to the Inside Out wash at Fabulous Freddy's.
Sounds good to me. Decree, free throw, no. Rims off the right side, Dixie State. Now 6 of 11 from the stripe. Rebound Dominican, 13-14 to go. Here in half number 2. Christopher Williams to Jordan Williams to Christopher Williams. The Williams go back and forth now. Thomas to the left side. Gray, three-point land left side. Straight away, 3 on the way from Christopher Williams. No, too strong. And Futch chases down the long rebound. Outran Wade Miller. The Penguins reset.
And head coach Judkins on the Dixie State bench, his hands up like, where are we?
Jordan Williams to the left and an illegal screen. No, Trevor going to get called for a foul.
He's number 3 on Trev, I believe.
Yes. Trevor going to get called for a foul. He can't believe it. He thought it was the other way around the whole time. He heard his name announced over the PA speakers here in the arena, and he couldn't believe it. And now an illegal. Going to go against Cedric Thomas, trying to set a pick for Jeremiah Gray to free him up on the inbound play.
See if the Trailblazers can get a little bit of a set going here. Got that and one opportunity last time.
Simister hands off to Trevor. Trevor gets into the lane, kicks to the left corner. Quincy Matthews for 3, and he knocks it in.
And Trevor, when he gets to the middle of the floor, good things seem to happen. Nice helper to the corner, and a Team D triple for Q.
Dixie State by 8, 43-35. Jordan Williams to answer, right corner, rims out. Quincy the rebound. He might get called for a foul, though. He is going to.
Well, you like putting a body on it, boxing out. Did he hook him there? Was that the reason? They were a little tangled up down low.
It's like a 50-50 ball that they're both going for.
Tough call. Certainly there was contact between the two.
Heather Nielsen up off the bench. She's going to check in. And Trevor going to come out. Taylor Youngblood going to check in for Simister. With 14 seconds before the under 12 media timeout, give them a little extra breather. Jordan Williams lobbing. Gray catches D-Logo straight away. And an illegal again. Away from the ball. Goes against Dominican, and it's Thomas again. He picks up his 3rd.
Whistles have started to kind of slow down the speed of this game. They're coming at both ends, calling it fairly. I think officials have done a pretty good job tonight, Carrick.
I would agree with you. Quincy Matthews had Nielsen for a minute, but decided against trying to thread a pass inside. Now Youngblood left wing. Under 12 now. 11:55 to go. Youngblood hesitates, accelerates high off the glass. No, but he's fouled. Free throws coming for Taylor Youngblood. Jordan Williams picks up his 4th foul. 11:50 to go here in the second. Dixie State 43, Dominican 35. Can the Trailblazers build that lead and pull away here in the second? We'll find out right after the 60-second timeout on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
That winner is seated in section 111, row G, C8. Again, section 111, row G, C8. Congratulations, you're our Pizza Pie Cafe winner of the Love to See the Game. Remember to come into Pizza Pie Cafe so you can try any one of their 22 signature pizzas. If you don't feel like pizza, they have 9 pasta options. And they also have an excellent salad bar. Come in before or after the game and bring your friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention to the board. You are on the kiss cam. You gotta pay attention. You are on the kiss cam.
And welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State leading at 43-35 with 11:50 to go here in the second. Carrick Segmiller, Evan Dixon with you, and the Trailblazers leading by 8. David Youngblood, a pair of fabulous Freddie's free throws out of the timeout. They could get to a double-digit lead with both free throws, and maybe we start to see the Trailblazers start to pull away.
Well, one thing that has been really good is the defense in the second half. They have held Dominican to 1 of 13, just 7.7% shooting. The Trailblazers haven't shot it well in the second half, just 5 of 17, 29%.
Youngblood will make the first. He's got 3. Dixie State by 9, 44-35.
Do like to see some of the supplemental stats. Dixie State 8 fast break points, points in the paint, 28-10 advantage for the Trailblazers in that department as well.
Youngblood leaves the second free throw short. Dominican the rebound. Xavier Williams across the timeline. And Dominican will set this up to Thomas. Free throw and gets away from Dupree. He was wide open. Passed on a jumper from the right elbow. They go back to Thomas at the free throw line. Spinning to the right, and he hooked. No, they're going to call it against Julian Dupree. He hooked Dupree as he spun his way to the basket. Not going to get the call, though. Foul goes against Dupree his second.
Yeah, is he bellying up to him there and just a little bump called? I mean, Julian's a big guy, but he's in good position. I don't know how you down low. There's just not a lot there, but tiny bit of contact, and it was called that time.
44-35. Dixie State maintains a 9-point advantage. Daylor a tip, and he's going to get it right back in transition. 3-on-1 here. Daylor goes up, misses the layup. Kyler putback is good.
That Taylor right there, I thought maybe he wanted to go up sky and dunk. Probably could have lobbed it all the way across the cue, but the nice thing was it was 3-on-1, even though he missed it. Kyler Nilsson cleaning up the garbage, taking out the trash, and putting it back up and in.
Dominican going to take a timeout. 11:08 to go here in the second half. It's a 30, but they will stretch it to the full, and the first coach's called timeout of the half. Dixie State 46, Dominican 35, 60-second timeout right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back inside the Burns Arena. 11:08 to go. Dixie State is like they might be surfing USA here at 11-point lead, 46-35. First double-digit lead of the game. 11:08 to play here in the third. Dominican with possession.
And a nice run there. Nice kind of start of here. Another 4-minute battle. Dominican still within striking distance. They got to heat up from the floor, though, as they miss another outside jumper, Carrick. They are struggling now. Below 6% in the second half on the field.
Dixie State the rebound on the Christopher Williams missed three-pointer, and Julian Decree a two-hand flush on the pass from Taylor Youngblood. Dixie State by 13.
Yeah, and the momentum has certainly shifted now. All Trailblazers. Nice elevation there. Little power dunk from the big man, Julian Decree.
Dominican the other way. And Jeremiah Gray will answer with a three-pointer straight away to pull back within 10, 48-38, 10-20 to play.
You kept him in check. You slowed him down, but now kind of creeping up there. 13 points on the night for Gray.
Julian spinning the end line. He's going to reverse scoop and score from right to left. How about that move by Julian Decree? He's got 6.
We've started to see his emergence here with the new year. Wow, wrap around, didn't hook his defender, and finished with the reverse softly off the window. My, oh my.
Dominican with 15 to shoot, 9:55 on the game clock, 50-38, Dixie State by 12. Gray inside to Fudge, and he ran over Wade Miller. No question about that one, and no doubter. Fudge picks up the foul, his third.
Bubba takes the hit there, and if you've taken a hit and facing bankruptcy, call the attorneys Gallion, Welker, Beckstrom.
Zach Hunter back into the game for Dixie State. Trevor Hill going to come back in as well. Kyler Nielsen, Wade Miller getting a rest. Game delayed for just a minute while Christopher Williams finishes retying his shoe. Got to double knot that thing so it doesn't come untied again. 9:50 to go in the second. Simister across the timeline. Gives to Youngblood. And off to Trevor. Trevor bounces to Zach Hunter. Three-point land straight away. Dribble handoff left to right. The Simister, he goes right back to Hunter, straight away. The Youngblood taking turns, handing off to each other. Now Hill bouncing into Dupree, gets past his man, and he'll throw it down softly with one hand. Thought about laying it off the window, but said, I'm all alone, I'll throw it down with one hand.
Greg gambled, he tried to step in front, and once the pass got behind him, easy one hand softly down.
Zach Hunter get caught 40 feet from the basket going for a steal and fouls Reverend Maduakor, and that will send Maduakor to the line for a 1-and-1. 17 foul against Dixie State. Third foul against Zach Hunter. The Trailblazers for now leading 52-38. 9:14 to play. And we've got the shoe tie again. The same shoe, Christopher Williams. Must have come, I see, didn't double knot.
It's like me trying to tie knots when I was a Boy Scout. I could never get it right. It'd come right undone. I got the shoes with the no laces, you know. You just slip them on for a reason.
Slip them on or with the Velcro.
They still rock the Velcro nowadays?
I haven't seen Velcro for a while. Maduakor, I'm just going back to my childhood. I wore shoes with Velcro on in high school.
Cowboy boots you don't have to worry about.
Simister fouled. Three-point land straight away by Christopher Williams. He's bumped on the exchange, and now he'll go to the line for 1-and-1. Free throws brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's. Dixie State a 14-point lead, 52-38. 9:06 remaining here in the second half. This is the third game of a 4-game homestand, and this is the longest homestand of the season. There'll be a couple other 2-game slates as Simister knocks down the front end. If you would have told me we'd get to the 9:06 mark of the second half and that Brandon Simister would make a free throw, it'd be his first point of the night, I'd tell you were probably crazy before this game started, but that is where we sit tonight. Simister with one more free throw, and he hits it, makes both a 16-point lead for the Trailblazers, 54-38.
Yeah, I mean, that's what sitting about 14 minutes of the first half will do when you get those 2 quick fouls. I'm surprised Coach Judkins didn't bring him back in, but it was a close game. He had the whole second half to play. And you get him some much-needed rest, and now he's going to play, obviously, extended minutes here in the second half. This is about to get away from Dominican. They've got to have some stops on the defensive end and complement him with some buckets on the offensive end.
Jeremiah Gray forces up a three from the right corner. No. David Youngblood the rebound. Youngblood quickly coast to coast. Can't get it. Zach Hunter offensive rebound. One bounce, and he'll lay it in softly with the right hand.
Zach Hunter, he is eating glass tonight. Chomping on it. Nice put back there. Again, a ton of rebounds in half number 2. Now deflection.
Trevor Hill a tip. David Youngblood will get the steal. Dixie State by 18, 56-38. They can go up by 20 here in this possession. Trevor will bounce to Zach. He's got 8 and 8 2 points and 2 rebounds from a double-double. How about Taylor Youngblood rolling off the screen, and he shoots a bank shot from 15 feet out on the left side, kisses it off the glass and in.
Like you were playing horse, calling bank, a la Timmy Duncan, and the Blazers force a timeout. They've stretched it up to 20, and they're starting to put this game a little bit closer to outreach for the Penguins.
It's a 20-3 run for the Trailblazers over the last 5:55. Dixie State 58, Dominican 38, 8:06 remaining in the second. Let's take a 60-second timeout, come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
.806 to play in the second half. Dixie State at 58, Dominican 38. And how about this? Dixie State a 20-3 run over the last 5:55. And in the second half, Devin, Trailblazers outscoring Dominican 26-6.
Yeah, it just cold shooting, and most of it from outside. You got to pass up a three and try to get a mid-range jumper, try to get something to fall here.
Trevor tipped the ball away. We've got another steal. Brandon running the break has Trevor to his right. Instead, they'll bounce it inside. Julian Decree, offensive foul. Lowered the shoulder and ran over Cedric Thomas. Julian Decree called for his third.
Sometimes when you're big and strong and you just the subtlest of dips or leans and guys are going to take that contact and expound on it. I'm not saying he flopped, but you're going to take it, make it look worse than it is. But he's a big, strong kid. And I don't mind him picking up a charge once in a while, being aggressive. I like his energy off the bench tonight.
Got 8 points, hasn't got the double figures in his Dixie State career yet. He wants a couple more. Can't fault the kid for going to the basket. Trevor nearly got a steal. He tipped that one out ahead of everybody. We've seen him do that a couple of times in his career here at Dixie State. It becomes a Trevor Hill show. If he can complete that steal, you got the tip to himself, and he's going to throw one down in transition, but
Coach
couldn't
Barnes
get it.
Got Trevor to smile there. I don't know what he said, but I think he was thinking about what Dougie was going to do. He just couldn't save it.
Dominican with possession, 10 to shoot, 7:33 to go here in the second. Thomas was wide open on the end line, but couldn't catch the pass. Spinning to the left, gets Decree off his feet, misses, rebound to Lodeholt, and a shot clock violation as Thomas's shot never hit the rim, and Dixie State forces another Dominican turnover. Dixie State a 58-38 lead, 7:20 to go here in the second. Simister back to Youngblood. Youngblood hands off to Hunter. Hunter fumbles. Inside to Trevor. He'll get inside and throws it down.
Oh, Trevor Hill. It's your world. We're just living in it.
And he almost got stuffed by the rim, but just got it up and over. Trevor Hill, a one-handed flush. Lodeholt inside to Futch, and his shot is blocked by Julian Decree. Zach Hunter will save it into Taylor Youngblood. Here we go. Bounce ahead to Trevor. Trevor, no look pass into the corner to Simister. Simister bumped, and he'll get free throws. Jordan Williams not happy about it, and it's actually his fifth foul. That's why he's going to run over to the bench.
Yeah, great no look to the corner, and Williams was out of position, tried to turn, recover, and then the bump.
Austin Montgomery going to check in. Tarek Cool going to check in. This is Cool's first appearance in quite some time. We haven't seen Tarek Cool since the Academy of Art game on December 2nd. So it's been more than a month and 6 games if you include this current game since we last seen Tarek Cool.
And this is my first look at him. I have not seen him at a home game period all year, so excited to see. Did get some early season playing time on the road, like you alluded to.
Simister makes the first free throw. He's got 3. One more coming. He sinks it. He's got 4.
38 points is all the Trailblazers have surrendered tonight. This second half defense has been tremendous, getting out running.
62-38, Dixie State, 24-point lead, 6:35 to go in the second. Kind of waiting for one of these games all year long, haven't we? Just wanted to kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the last few minutes of the game instead of being on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, last 2 games, 2-point loss, 1-point win. This one doesn't look like it's going to be close at the finish.
5 seconds to shoot for Dominican. Xavier Williams bouncing inside looking for Jeremiah Gray. It gets away from him. Yeah, and a turnover.
Xavier Williams traveled, and they called that and then threw it away. Trying that bounce pass down the lane on a back cut. And miscommunication. The wheels have come off Dominican. Yeah. They look like they are ready to get back on the team bus and get back to Cali.
Dub Price. To Simister, whips a pass inside to Trevor, no, and the ball's tipped out. Load hold the rebound for Dominican. Cross-court pass to the left side, Xavier Williams. Williams bouncing to Thomas, working in on Price, spins away from him, misses. The Dub going to get called for the foul. Didn't like Dub do much. He kept his hands in there, just kept sliding the feet, but must have felt like there was some contact there. Dub going to get called for the foul. His first 19th foul against Dixie State here in the second half. With a 24-point lead and 5:51 to go, I think Cedric Thomas goes to the line for a pair of free throws. You feel comfortable. Starting to mention that California Baptist matchup now on Monday. It'll be a blackout. The team going to wear their, as the second free throw is no good. Thomas remains with 7. 62-39, Dixie State lead. Tarek Cool has the ball stripped from behind on the way back up the floor. Here comes Dominican. I'll finish that thought I started here in just a minute. Xavier Williams. Left wing, 5:37 to go. Inside Thomas, working on Simister. He's fouled by Simister. Thomas back to the line for 2 more free throws. Third foul against Brandon Simister.
Yeah, I got my blackout shirt right here.
Yeah.
Got my blackout shirt. What do we got here? Dixie State blazer with the white, and then the sponsor on the back, the
Chartway Federal Credit Union.
Yep.
Those are the blackout shirts. They'll be giving 1,000 of those away to the first 1,000 fans here on Monday night. Also, all of you parents of Washington County School District students should have gotten an email with a flyer attached to it. Cedric Thomas goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. He's got 8, 62-40. That flyer, if you bring it to the game or just find it on our social media posts as well, as Dub Price holds straight away. Bring that to the game on Monday. Show it as you get here. You get 6 general admission tickets free. It's Tarek Cool to the rack, and he'll lay it up and in with the right hand off the window.
You can tell he's got a good handle, pretty quick step there, and then nice touch, high finger roll, got it over the block, and then softly off the window.
Dixie State 64, Dominican 40, 5:06 to go in the second. Xavier Williams straight away. We're going to try to pack the Burns for that game on Monday. Jeremiah Gray, 18-foot jumper right side, and he buries it.
Yeah, Gray just 6 of 16 tonight, and only 2 of 9 from downtown, 15 points. Averages 20.
And Tarek Cool miscommunication the other way with Brandon Simister. Brandon started to cut down the baseline, and Tarek was anticipating that Brandon was going to hang tight in the corner. Threw it to the corner, nobody was there.
Trevor Hill's night probably done.
As it probably should be, 4:46 to go.
Senior guard, 15.6 assists, 6 rebounds, a block, and how about 3 steals tonight? Just kind of filling up that box score. We've come accustomed to that, Carrick.
Lob inside to Fudge, and he's going to score with a foul over Austin Montgomery. Austin trying to get back in that play and bumped him a little bit. Montgomery picks up the foul his first. Fudge, the basket, he's got 8. Now he'll have a free throw.
You know, they want to give Austin some minutes right now, trying to get his confidence up, but he's trying to go around the front that, I think, and I don't necessarily think that's what the coaching staff wanted in that situation. He's got a little off in this homestand, in my opinion. Let's see if he can hopefully maybe get a couple buckets, grab a couple boards, get a little confidence going. They need him to be better.
Fudge misses the free throw. Wade Miller the rebound for Dixie State. 64-44, Dixie State leads. Tarek Cool going to pass the end line. tipped. It goes to Wade Miller. He'll pull up for a 5-footer on the right side, and he splashes it home.
Really
Wade
good.
Miller in the scoring column now.
Really good. You know, he's known for his three-point shooting, but makes that tough catch, and then showing he's got a little mid-range game. Nice touch on the floater from about 8 feet out.
66-44. Dub Price a tip and a steal. He'll tip it ahead, and it will go to Jeremiah Gray. Coach Judkins saying, why don't you just come up and get it? Instead, he tried to tip it ahead to somebody. No one was there. Maduakor, left corner 3. No. Dub Price the rebound. Dixie State 66, Dominican 44. 3:50 to go. We've got the media timeout coming next. Dead ball. Price will hand off to Simister. Simister, three-point land straight away. Now to Price, left corner, drives the inline. He'll lay it up and in. No, Austin Montgomery there for the putback bucket.
There you go. Right place, right time. Following that shot up. Confidence bucket there for Montgomery. Like to see that.
68-44. Dixie State lead is 24. 3:25 to go. Dominican with possession. Jeremiah Gray, step back jumper, and he buries it from the left elbow. He's starting to get going. Probably too little too late for Dominican, but he's got 17. Dixie State leads 68-46.
Yeah, I think you're right. Too little, too late, but still, you can show. He shows you scoring prowess. This kid's a player.
Kicking it to the left side. Wade Miller for 3. It rims out. Christopher Williams, the rebound for Dominican. Here come the Penguins. Gray for 3, right wing, in and out. Tarek Cool, the rebound. Boy, I can't remember, as Brandon Simister is about to come out of this game, Daylor Youngblood going to come in. I can't remember the last time Brandon Simister did not have a field goal in a game that he played in. Cool. Going to try to save it on the end line. Brandon Simister saves it in, crashes in to the Dixie State bench. Gray ahead on the other end for Dominican. Throws it down softly with 2 hands. He's got 19. 2:27 to go. Dixie State 68-48 over Dominican. Wade Miller. Jeremiah Gray tried to foul him at midcourt. He's looking at the referee like, why didn't you call it? I wrapped my arms around him. He's trying to get some subs into this game with 2:10 to play. Both teams kind of unloading the bench a little bit. Simister for 3, left wing. No. Too strong. And rebound.
You get Montgomery over
to
the
Dominican.
back.
Montgomery probably going to get called for the foul here. Indeed it will be. His second. And now subs coming all around. Anthony Hernandez coming in. Jordan Tribble checking in for Dominican.
Yeah, you're right. Haven't seen Sims cold from the floor. Didn't get that 3 to drop, but still going to be a win for the Trailblazers. You trade stats for the dub. And you can now finish your thought as we've got a non-American timeout.
Let's keep it right here during the break. 2:04 to go. Dixie State leading 68-48. Dixie State will be wearing their new navy blue uniforms. They don't have any black uniforms, but we're still trying to black out the burns with the blackout shirts. Even if you don't get a t-shirt, wear black just in case. And Dixie State will be in the what would normally be the road navy blues. We have that dark color. Cal Baptist will be wearing their it's kind of it can be a road or a home combo, the gold uniforms in that game. It's black out the burns. Again, just another reminder, first 1,000 fans here are going to get a black t-shirt. And then if you get a flyer, should have an email if you're Washington County School District parent. Check your email. Should have an email from the school district containing the Black Out the Burns flyer. If not, check out our social media, Dixie State Athletics on Facebook, at Dixie Athletics on Twitter, as well as at Dixie Athletics on Instagram. We'll be posting it over the next couple days. All you have to do is bring that flyer with you, a hard copy, or bring your phone with you. Show it when you get here. You're going to get a family 6-pack, 6 free general admission tickets on your way into the game. We want to pack the Burns in what really could be pending postseason play. The last matchup against California Baptist for the foreseeable future, with Dixie State going to the Armac and the Lancers going Division I.
Yeah, and a little payback. That game got away, had a late lead. There were about 3 minutes to go, and Cal Baptist came back and got the win before Christmas in conference action. So Dixie State has not forgotten that. They'll get right to work, get the game prep ready for Monday. You have 2 days in between, so that's nice.
Futch makes the first free throw. He's got 9. 2:04 to play. Dixie State leading by 19, 68-49. Futch will have one more free throw.
How about 44-14 advantage Dixie State? Points in the paint tonight. Bench outscoring Dominican 29-12 in this game.
Second free throw, no good. Dixie State going to tip the ball out of bounds. Dominican will get it back. Daylor Youngblood, Dub Price flying after the rebound. They both tip it out of bounds.
And one other stat I'll throw at you, brought to you by Finley. 46-30, the rebounding edge, plus 16. Trailblazers have a huge advantage on the glass. And it's not just one guy, real concerted team. Zach Hunter at 9, Hill's got 6. 4, Sims.
Pablos Peritos catches straight away to Hernandez left side. Over to the left wing and a 3. Another one from Christopher Williams. He hit 2 in the first half. He buries that one. He's got 9 points. 68-52. Dixie State lead is trimmed down to 16. 1:42 to go. Tarek Cool into the corner to Youngblood. Kicking back out to Cool. Pops a 3 left wing. Bang!
You like to see that. Got a good chance to be the future point guard of this team and buried it.
71-52. Dixie State by 19. 1:24 to go here in this one. Load hold. Holding left side for the Penguins. Bouncing to Peritos. Peritos to Christopher Williams. A step back 3. Another one from the left wing. Too strong. Quincy Matthews gathers the rebound. 1:05 to go. And Dixie State will likely use every bit of this shot clock as they can. Game clock 55, shot clock 18. Quincy Matthews holds to Tarek Cool on the right wing, hands off to Youngblood. Over to Wade Miller, 9 to shoot to Youngblood, right wing, gets a screen from Montgomery. They try pick and roll, get it to Austin, and he missed the layup. Put back from Quincy Matthews, and it's knocked out of bounds. Dominican going to get it back. What a beautiful pick and roll that was, and Austin just couldn't finish.
And a nice follow-up effort there by Quincy crashing. He came baseline, wrap around, and tried to tip it back up, and that wouldn't go. Love to see the bench getting some minutes here. Worked so hard in practice.
71-52. Dixie State by 19. 26 on the game clock, 18 on the shot clock. Trailblazers may get one more possession here, but the shot clock will be off, so they'll just dribble it out. Hernandez tipped out of his hands. Christopher Williams loses. And Austin Montgomery picks it up. 13 seconds remaining. That'll do it. Taylor Youngblood, he's going to have to get it across. They'll call a 10-second violation. Gets it across, and that'll do it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Triple digits. Dixie State, a 19-point win. Finally pulling away from the team in the second half. 71-52. Trailblazers win it. Devin Dixon, your quick hitter thoughts before we go to break.
Well, it took a while that first half. Dominican, took a 7-point lead, and then Dixie State pulled away, and then they came roaring back, tied at 32 at the half, and all Dixie State, though, in the second half, holding Dominican to just 20 second half points. Ice cold from the field for Dominican. They shoot just 33% in this game, but well below that in half number 2. And you got to love the dub. You got to love the result. A lot of guys got in. A lot of guys got some playing minutes. And obviously now you can zero in on Cal Baptist. Big Pac-West showdown on Monday night.
Dixie State back to 2 games over 500, 8-6 overall. More importantly, 5-2 in the Pac-West with the big-time matchup. Cannot even begin to try to overstate how big this game will be on Monday. I think if you want a shot at winning the Pac-West this year, you got to win that game on Monday against California Baptist. We'll have plenty of time to break that down a little bit in the postgame. We'll break this one down as well. Trailblazers win it 71-52. Let's take the full 3-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the Johnson Pediatric postgame report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Trailblazers victorious, Dixie State 71, Dominican 52. This is the Johnson Pediatric postgame report. We're waiting for it all season long. Been a lot of close games, and finally Dixie State pulls away for one in the second half, which I think everybody needed just a little bit. I know I needed it. Just
you were calling for it, man. Last Saturday night, you're like, just once, I'd like to see a 20-point victory. And you kind of called your shot a couple of days ago.
And we get it tonight, and I think it was a perfect night for it because then you can now set all sights on the California Baptist game on Monday for what we know is going to be another big-time Pac-West battle. But let's talk about this one. Let's break it down. First for some Findlay Subaru stats is got a basketball bouncing. Almost hit me in the head, bouncing over me from behind me in the bleachers. Dixie State 71-52, obviously the main stat. With the Trailblazers, 45% from the field for the game. Only made 4 threes in this game, 11 of 17 from the field, 15 assists on 28 made baskets, turned the ball over 16 times, but defensively really got after Dominican in the second half.
When was the last time you could say all 12 Dixie State players that played scored?
Yeah.
Happened tonight. Treat Cool came in late, got a bucket. Montgomery finally got a bucket there and down that stretch run. Everybody scored tonight. Obviously not a huge scoring night for Brandon Simister, but you didn't need it because you got 15 from Trevor Hill, but you got 8 from Hunter, 8 from Nilsson, 8 from Matthews, 8 from Decree. So kind of spread the love around a little bit in this game. And Cool ended up with 5 points. Daylor, I thought, played well tonight. He had 5 points. You shoot 45% from the field, 36%. 4 of 11 from downtown. Contrast in styles, huh? Dominican 7 of 28. They shot 28 three-pointers, shot 25%, but only 26% in the second half from the field, and only 2 of 12 from downtown. They started casting and trying to come back, and they just weren't falling tonight. Dixie State crushing them on the boards, 48-32. You'll love the 15 assists on the 28 made buckets. A little low assist number tonight, but you still like the result. Turnover still too high. You had 16. You only had 12 on Wednesday night. So, probably 5 or 6 unforced ones that could have made that number a little bit better. But the points in the paint, 44-14. Huge advantage there. 16 points off turnovers. 15 second chance points for the Trailblazers. Got out and run. They really did. I mean, they always didn't translate in fast break points. They only had 8. But just the fact that they kept pushing, and then they would get in the half-court set, and then they'd get a quick pass, and they'd get a slip dunk by Decree, or Trevor Hill would get to the free throw line. I like them pushing the ball up the court. It worked well tonight.
I don't know how else you would describe a total team win than just by looking at this box score. You only got one player in double figures tonight, but like you mentioned, how many different guys are at 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple guys at 5, a couple guys at 4. That's just a total team effort, which is what this team needed tonight. Your point guard, Brandon Simister, sat all but 5 minutes of the first half and ends up with 20 minutes of play tonight. He goes without a field goal. I don't know. I'd have to dig back and look when the last time Brandon Simister didn't have a field goal in a game. He gets 4 free throws. He goes 4 for 4 from the free throw line and gets 4 points there. But you want to talk about a total team win tonight and getting it done in advance of that big game on Monday. How about Zach Hunter? 8 points, 9 rebounds, and there was a stretch where he had about 5 consecutive rebounds for this Dixie State team. He really came on, but you could probably point out moments from every single player in this game. Trevor had his moments. Zach had his moments. Julian Decree, some big minutes off the bench. How about Quincy Matthews? His second good game in a row. 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. 5.
Second half defense, holding them in check and cold shooting. But still, there are a lot of areas when you scour the statistics and you watch this closely where Dixie State made some unforced turnovers. They missed some point-blank shots that, honestly, they should have made. And they're going to have to clean that up. They're going to have to play better than they did tonight if they want to win on Monday against Cal Baptist. So they'll come in here hungry for a win. They'll try to get the season sweep.
Yeah, Dominican at the 6:43 mark had only scored 6 points in the second half, and then they add 14 more points in the final 6 minutes of this game. But credit, like you said, the Dixie State defense forcing tough shots, but then not only forcing tough shots, but cleaning up on that defensive glass. They have a 48-32 advantage on the boards for the game, 33-21 advantage on the defensive glass, and 15-11 on the offensive glass. Let's take a look at some highlights. Been told we've got a couple of minutes of highlights here, so let's roll those inside the Johnson Pediatric Post-game report. Back for the first half, Isaiah Clark had a good start. Laid one in with the left hand. And then it was Zach Hunter. He got a good start. Layup going. He would finish with 8 points and 9 rebounds. Simister, he hadn't picked up those 2 fouls yet. But how about Kyler Nielsen? In transition, getting a bucket and a foul.
Yeah, and then Trevor Hill taking over. You can't give Trevor Hill that much cushion. He's not known for his three-point shooting, but that really helped him later on in the game because he hit a couple early first-half buckets.
Taylor Youngblood, a big block there defensively, and then the floater, like you said, in the game, that's his game. He gets inside, defense leading to offense. And Trevor, the steal and the throwdown in transition.
Yep, and allowed to hang on the rim there as the player was clearing. No technical called. Trevor Hill's had a couple dunks in this homestand, and there's another three. You're just not coming out. And Trevor Hill says, all right, I'll show you my outside shooting abilities.
Yeah, at that point, he was 2 for 2 from the outside. Still in the first half here, bouncing ahead. Kyler Nielsen thought about going for a dunk, just thought better of it, laid it up and in with the left hand.
And even though this is not fast break points, you kind of delay it. You're moving down. You're quickly getting buckets. And we saw Simister make this no-look pass. He was leaving his feet. He was in trouble, and he finds it right on the hands of Kyler Nielsen. And I love the way Zach Hunter came out and hit the glass in the second half. There's an offensive putback for Hunter.
Julian Decree came in. He had 8 points, most of them in the second half. You see the second effort, getting the bucket and the foul, kicking into the corner. How about Quincy Matthews knocking out a Team D auto 3 in the second half, part of his 8 points on the night.
Yeah, I really feel like Q's confidence is coming back. You know, got a little dinged up, lost his starting job. Now he's coming off the bench doing a nice job. You know, I thought these last 2 games, the Quincy's played perfectly. I mean, he's come in and did his role. Decree again with the bucket, and then holding off the defender, throwing it down with one hand softly on a nice entry pass. And then Trevor Hill elevating for the one-hand slam, just sneaking that one over the rim.
And Julian Decree, a big block. And then Tarek Cool had 5 points late in this game, knocking down the 3 from the left wing. And that wraps up our highlights. And just in time, too, because we've got the coach, Tara McMullen, Legal Group coach's comments inside the Johnson Pediatric post-game report. Coach, we finally got a win tonight where we weren't on the edge of our seats toward the end of this game. We're happy about that. But when I look at this box score, and you probably do the same thing, you want to talk about a total team effort. Trevor is the only guy in double figures, and a bunch of guys with 8, a bunch of guys with 5, a bunch of guys that rebounded. It just felt like everyone, especially in that second half, contributed to that win tonight.
And everybody scored. That's always nice to see that, too. It got in. You know, Trevor we challenged Trevor tonight pretty good. He had to guard a very good player. Jeremiah Gray, he's the real deal, and he's got the green light. You saw some of those shots he shot. I was like, holy cow, fadeaways, 40-footers. But, you know, Trevor did a pretty good job on him. You know, Simister got in some quick foul trouble, and then I thought he tried to do too much the second half. You know, he was 0 for 5. He was forced and stuff. That's something he's got to learn. You know, sometimes you get bad calls and you deal with it, but you got to let the game come to you instead of trying to do too much. But, again, it was good to get some other guys some time. You know, I think Daler played good again, backing him up. You talked about Tarek Cool. You know, again, you saw some things what he can do offensively. That's why he's not. I mean, the reason why he's not playing is not because of his offense.
He had 3 turnovers, too.
3 turnovers, yeah, 3 turnovers in 7 minutes. And 2 of them were just, like, trying to go too fast. Just like, hey, let it slow down and let it come. But, again, he's a freshman. We talked about it today. I told him, I said, you're going to get in tonight, give you ready, but take care of the ball. But you saw what he can do. There's some things he's pretty skilled if he'll just let it come. I thought Julian had a great second half. He started to run the floor and post up, had a couple dunks, good strong moves, 4 for 5 from the field. I don't like his 2 rebounds in 12 minutes. You know, he should get more rebounds than that. Zach was our player of the game. I mean, he did a good job. He was 4 for 6. He gets 9 rebounds, almost has he only had 8 points. The one shot he always shoots, he didn't shoot, and he runs the guy over on a charge. Yeah, he likes that little 15 elbow jumper, and he had a wide open one right there, and he didn't shoot it, and I just gave him a hard time about that because normally it's going up no matter if there's a guy in his face or not. And this time there was nobody there.
There was a wall of 2 defenders.
Yeah,
Coach.
We had 2 charges like that tonight. We're like, guys, if there's 2 guys there, you have to pass. Daler got one, and Zach got one. But, you know, I thought it was good. I thought Quincy's playing better, too. You know, he goes 3 for 5, hits 1 3, makes his foul shots tonight, has 5 boards, 8 points, like you said. The only thing I wasn't happy was our turnovers. They didn't really pressure us that much. It's just we kind of made some tough passes. You know, the first play of the second half, we run a play for Trevor to get down the low post. We just put it in today. It's wide open, and Kyler throws it out of bounds. I don't, you know, I told Maya, I said, Maya, work on guards entering the ball to the post. And Trevor's got to work on posting up harder. So I don't think anybody can stop him on that low block if we can get him down there and get him the ball. But again, holding to 20 points the second half, holding them to 27% from the field the second half. I mean, that wins the game. And that's what we talked about our guys was you play defense and then you got to get out there and run. Get stops, rebound, and run. We always say that. And when they do that, we're pretty dang good. When we don't, we're not as good. We had that 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the first half, and we go in at halftime tied. You know, we got to keep pushing, get that pushing your foot on the gas and putting them away. And that's one thing I said at halftime. When we got that lead, we called that timeout. And I said, okay, guys, we play these guys in a week. We don't want to give them any hope right now. Let's put them away and not think that next week they can play with us. Let's go right now. And our guys did a good job. I thought our energy was better. Our defense was definitely better, and then we were sharing the ball like you said.
I don't think I've ever seen you, and I know tonight, you know, you went by 19, but you played 12 deep and everybody scored. Usually about this time conference play, Coach, you're tightening the bench, and it seems like even tonight more guys got to play.
Yeah, well, these guys are working hard. I mean, in practice, you know, the guys that don't play a lot, you know, they still spend the 2 hours and they're working hard. So when you get a chance to play them in and put them in, you do. And I said earlier, our bench is pretty deep, and so I feel like I can get somebody in there. I can't put maybe, you know, the 5 guys who don't play a lot, I can't put them all in at once. But, you know, you can throw a guy here and there, and I think they handle it very well. And we need those guys because, again, these 3 games in what, 6 days, 7 days, and we got the same thing next week. Yep. We got 4 games in, what, 8 days, 9 days?
Again,
yeah, so we need our bench to pick it up. We need, you know, Simister didn't give me. He played 20 minutes tonight. The only one that played more than I wanted was Trevor. But, again, I thought he was defending that guy really well, so I kept him going. But we got a lot of guys with a lot of minutes. The only one that didn't get a lot was Cool. He had 7, you know, but everybody else is in double digits in minutes. And so it's good to see that. Those guys deserve it, and then it gives our guys a chance to rest for Monday. Monday's going to be a huge game, and our guys have been putting that on their calendar ever since we lost that game. They want to get back to that.
You know, Brandon Simister picked up his second fouling at about the 14-minute mark first half, about 6-7 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Did you instantly make the decision he would not play the rest of the first half, or are you kind of waiting to see how that first half played out? Because obviously we were tied at the half.
Yeah, I needed him in the game. If we would have been maybe ahead a little bit more, I probably maybe would have done it. But what I didn't want him to do it, and Brandon has a tendency to do this, and not just him, but some other guys too, is when you get those quick fouls and they go back in, they're scared to be aggressive. They don't want to get their 3rd one or the 4th one or whatever, and you can't do that. You got to play. So I thought if I put him back in, he's gonna be really soft and not try to get a foul, and I think that's going to hurt us more than having him on the bench and have somebody else being aggressive. But you know, Brandon's had a good run right here. He's been playing really well, and you know, his second foul was not even close. You know, but you know it happens, and Trevor got one a couple weeks ago too, and same thing happened to him. You just got to play through it, and you know, I thought his turnovers tonight. You know, Simister had 3 turnovers, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and I told him the one time he should have had another one because he jumped at half court and jumps and throws it and doesn't know where to go, so he just throws it to our basket, which is kind of smart. All of a sudden it lands in somebody's hands for a layup. Yeah.
It was like he meant to do it, but I don't think he was looking at it.
Yeah, because we never teach jumping and passing. And his turnovers, if you go back and watch them, a lot of them were because he was jumping. And you can't jump and pass because then if the guy's not open, you're in trouble. And he lucked out on that one. But, you know, Brandon, again, he's been playing really well for us. And so, it's, you know, you knew he was going to have maybe an off game, and tonight was his off game. But he'll bounce back. He'll be ready to go on Monday.
We talked in the pregame tonight about the importance of being able to get the ball inside and not just rely around the arc. You only take 11 threes tonight, fairly efficient. You make 4 of them, but then you look at some of these secondary stats, 44-14 in the paint. And it wasn't just Isaiah or Julian. It was Zach. It was everyone, Dub, everybody, Quincy, cutting to the paint. You just owned inside the stripes tonight.
Well, that was our game plan. And then at halftime, I said, I don't care who comes off a back pick or who has a chance to post. When you're in the key, post, and we'll get you the ball. And I knew we could hurt him inside that way. And the guys did a good job. Julian, when like I said, he's got that big booty. When he puts it on somebody and seals guys, his dunk he had, a couple layups. I mean, he was just sealing the guy really well, and we did a good job getting him the ball. But he's got to do that all the time. But you're right, that was a big key. Yeah. The big key. And then the other big key I thought was getting stops, but we gave up. We out-rebounded in the second half by 16. And we only gave up. They had 5 at half, so 6 offensive boards, and we had 13 offensive boards the second half. So we did a lot better job on the glass, and winning that by 16 was huge for us tonight.
It looked like you were trying to keep going to Austin Montgomery, maybe to give him a boost of confidence. It seems like lately he hasn't quite been as effective as we've seen in past games, and it seems like you're looking for Decree or Clark, one of them to emerge so you can give them more minutes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We kept saying, who do you want to put in? And, we kept trying to we're giving Austin chances, but, man, pretty soon they're going to run out. He's got to be more physical. He's got to be more aggressive, and he's got all the tools in the world except strength, but he can hurt these guys, use his quickness, use his speed and his good moves. I don't know. We got to figure out what's going on with him, but we need him. We need those 3 post guys every night to step up, and we can't have off nights. And he's had a couple, like 3 or 4 in a row, that he just hasn't been the same often in the past. So that's something we're going to try to get into and find out what's going on.
Of course, Cal Baptist features one of the best low-scoring posts and maybe the best player in the conference coming in here on Monday night.
Yeah, he's good. And, we did a really good job on him at their place for about
35 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes probably, because then he started hurting us we were doubled down on him, and he started kicking it, and then they started hit a couple threes. Then he hit the 3 at the top. I mean, just you're like,
that was a backbreaker.
Yeah, you got to be kidding me. But he's really good. He's really worked on his game, and our bigs have to be ready, and our team has to be ready. We have to beat these guys Monday by our team. It's got to be a team effort. Everybody helping everybody, and just playing as hard as we can. I know it's a blackout game. We got to get this place packed. That will help us a ton with the energy that we need to go out and beat these guys. Last time we'll play them here, so we want to have a lot of people here and have a good outing.
Of course, this winter break will be over, and this first day of school will hopefully be able to shuffle some students in here as well, and not just the community, but it's that that blackout game. You guys are going to be don't have black uniforms at this point. Going to be wearing the dark navy blues, and it should be a fun atmosphere in here. So if you're out listening, we just plead with you, come pack the Burns on Monday night. We need you here, right, Coach?
Yeah, I got nothing else to do, right? There's no other games on TV or anything, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So come pack the Burns and let's get after it.
It's called DVR. It's called DVR, Coach.
There you go.
DVR that game.
There you go.
What game?
Yeah, what game? Go Georgia. I mean, go.
Thanks, Coach.
So, hey, thanks, guys.
Win,
appreciate
Coach.
it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Always fun to have a loose, excited Coach Judkins after a good win, and now they can go. I mean, he's not going to take any time off. He's going to go start hitting the film and getting ready for California Baptist. They played it once already, so they know California Baptist and what they're running this season. And, man, I'm just excited. I almost wish we could turn around and just play that game now, get them here and just play it. But these guys need it'll be good. It's a Friday game, so you can kind of give them, it's kind of a hard thing. You give them probably tomorrow off and maybe shoot Sunday a little bit or watch film. And the game
shoot around.
Monday will be here again before you know it. But be a fun game with California Baptist, but tonight a total team effort. It was that second half especially that Dixie State was able to come away. We've got to name some quick awards before we wrap this thing up totally. That's Trucking Player of the Game, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like doing this is kind of a cop-out. You could almost say, the team tonight is that player of the game. Obviously, Trevor's got that stat line that he's going to do about every night. If you wanted to single somebody out maybe that wasn't Trevor because he wins that award so much, who would you go with?
Probably Zach Hunter.
Yeah.
I thought Zach just the rebounding especially. He got a couple easy shots on putbacks. Jody mentioned the charge. Should have took the elbow J. But I thought he looked good tonight. The only thing we didn't see Zach do to kind of complete the thing is he can step out and hit that 3. He just didn't get an opportunity to. But I loved how he looked like he was ready to go from the start of this game tonight. But again, I love the way Quincy Matthews continues to play. I feel like he's got to continue to get more and more minutes. I feel like Brandon Sims, like Coach Judkins said, just an off night. Obviously, you know what you're going to get from Sims most of the time. Unfortunately, tonight other guys had his back. I like the 2-game set. Wednesday, I thought Daylor Youngblood, defense leading to offense. I thought the same thing tonight. I thought Daylor really came in. His length was there. He was able to create some trouble, create some turnovers, get out and push the tempo. And that's nice because you slid him over. You played Daylor and, Hill at the one, and they kind of took turns, but mainly Daylor came in and gave you a good, about 8-9 extra minutes in that first half that he normally doesn't get because of the foul trouble to Brandon Semister.
Yeah, so Zach Hunter, your Dats Trucking Player of the Game, and Daylor Young. There's a whole slew of guys that could be considered for Porta Sub Super Sub of the game tonight, but Quincy was huge off the bench again. I think maybe you go with Julian tonight with what he did in the second half. Coach alluded to it, 8 points, 4 or 5 from the field. You would like to see a couple more rebounds there. But
Quincy took a couple more off the glass than he did. Yeah, Julian, though, I think we went with Quincy on Wednesday. So, share the love and go Julian Decree. This whole homestand is my first look at him live, and I continue to think he's your best big right now because of the body and the scoring ability. He gives you the best scoring offensively in the block. He's not scared to challenge at the rim, throw down. When you have him on the court, you've got another rebounder and another scoring option. And lately, Austin and Isaiah have not been a scoring. Isaiah got that first bucket of the game, and then got one more later on a nice putback. And when the first one was a beautiful baby hook, but he only shot the ball 3 times, 2 of 3. But Julian, obviously 4 of 5. He's a little bit more assertive offensively, and you like to see that.
Les Olson, play of the game.
Trevor Hill dunk.
The steal and the dunk. And then he had another one, got inside and threw it down as well. So there you go. There's your awards. Dixie State winners tonight, 71 of 52. Just for your information, California Baptist is in San Diego at Point Loma tonight.
To win.
50-34, 16-point lead for the Lancers, 14:05 mark of the second half. This team's really good.
Yeah.
Very good, but a team that Dixie State can't beat. And, it's going to be a battle inside this Burns Arena on Monday night. Appreciate all of you for listening tonight. I want to give, as we do every time, a shout-out to our CEC TV crew. Marcus had, not necessarily the night off. He just had a different assignment tonight. Marcus wasn't here, but James and Lauren and everybody on that crew that helps us put together these great video TV broadcasts. Shout out to them.
Yeah, great job. Great job as always.
And shout out to our radio producer. The name slips my mind.
Paul
is in the studio tonight. That is right. Shout out to Paul back in the radio studio for producing a great game on that side.
Paul was digging in the archives earlier
today. I tell you what, he had some Coldplay for us, had some Beach Boys. I was thinking we needed to take more timeouts just to see what else the DJ had for us back there in the studio. So that's fun. You're digging out some good stuff, mixing up rather than just using the same bumper over and over again. So big shout out to everyone who helps put these broadcasts and makes them possible, and a shout out to all of you for listening tonight. We will be right back here Monday night, final game of the 4-game homestand. I promise you, I will not be offended if you don't listen to us on the radio that night, because we think we'd maybe rather have you in the arena.
Bring your AM/FM
there you go.
headset with you.
Do both.
Let's hashtag pack the
Burns. Get a free T-shirt for being one of the first 1,000 here, and you get free admission, 6 general admission tickets free just by showing a Pack the Blackout the Burns flyer that you can find on our social media. If you're a parent of a Washington County student, you should also
get on the Kiss Cam. You got the dance cam. You got the head trainer shooting shirts into the stands. I mean, what you're missing out if you're not at the Burns Arena.
So be here Monday night, California Baptist, 7:30 p.m. tip-off is the scheduled time, depending on how long the women's game. And that women's game will be a good one, too.
Nice win for the women tonight.
Yeah, women get the big win, 93-79 over Dominican. A good bounce-back win, snapping a 4-game losing skid. This is California Baptist for that team, even in Riverside. They were in it most of the game, and then Cal Baptist stretched the lead right at the end. So winnable game for them on Monday as well.
I've been so impressed with Coach Gustin. Yeah. I really have. He's bringing stability to this program. The recruiting class is already fantastic. He's brought in his freshman class this year. I know, they've had some injuries, but this team is fun to watch. They scored 91 points. I don't care
season high.
If it's Pee Wee basketball, it's NBA. 91 points, fun to watch, and that's the style they're playing.
1 3-pointer shy of tying a single game record.
They had 14, right?
14 tonight. They had 63 to a 30-something rebounding advantage as well tonight.
Three different players set career highs.
3 different players set career highs. Allie Franks, Maddie Ventling, and Kesley Stevenson. Kesley's numbers, the freshman at Willard, Utah, Box Elder High School, are going to be good enough for probably.
My mom's alma mater.
My wife's a B as well. So a shout-out to Box Elder High School, the Bumblebees, as I like to say sometimes. But, no, her numbers are going to be that's Pac-West Freshman of the Week numbers right there. And if we can get that secured for her, that would be the third Freshman of the Week honor for the Trailblazers.
That shows you the recruiting class right there.
And it's all been different ones. Mariah Martin, Taylor Moyaki, and if we can get Stevenson in there as well. She's a three-point shooter as well. So, anyway, it's going to be –
And they needed a hot shooting night because they kind of struggled the last couple games shooting, and it came to – kind of came all out at once.
Second half, it just all out at once, and kind of started when Allie Franks banked in a three from the right corner. I mean, it was from the corner, but that opened it up. She saw one go through, and she made 3 more threes in that game, just splashed them home. Maddie Vintling made a bunch. Kesley Stevenson was on fire as well.
One of the ones Maddie hit
was... Oh, man. She was standing behind the Trailblazers word mark.
Feet out. I mean, great range.
And it's good to see her get that shot coming back because we need that against California Baptist as well.
By the way, all of you, final score, Jazz did lose tonight, 99-91 in Denver, and they dropped to 3-16 on the road this season.
On the road again. They've got to figure that one out if they want to try to make a run. And what do you think? Make playoffs out of the picture already? Are they going to make a run?
They're about 4.5 back right now. The schedule does ease up a little bit. You go out on the road, and then you got a nice little homestand with the Pacers and the Knicks and the Clippers coming in, so some winnable games at home. But, yeah, they're just not finding wins on the road right now.
The big thing is you got to figure out, and you've got Donovan Mitchell there for, probably like at least a Gordon Hayward type situation, at least for 6 or 7 years, 5 years. So got to figure out a way to keep him around, build around him. Of course, having Gobert injured is not helping, and just a lot of injuries there. But they'll figure it out, get things turned around. Thanks for listening tonight. Thanks for watching. Dixie State 71-52 winners over Dominican. We will be right back here, California Baptist on Monday. The rivalry game. Be here. Pack the Burns. Free T-shirt. Free admission. Be here. We're going to pack this place. Black out the Burns. And let's cheer our Trailblazers home to a win on Monday over California Baptist. For Devin Dixon, I'm Carrick Sagmo. Thank you for listening tonight. We'll see you Monday night right here in the Burns Arena.